All right, we are live. Hopefully, this audio is working. What in the heck is going on with YouTube here? First, it doesn't put out my notification, and then it won't start playing the dang live stream. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Let me know. Let me know. All right. Two people in the house. Kelly's Kitchen, good thing. I need some entertainment. And Sense Miles says, I hope you're keeping this scallywag in line. Well, how about that? Teaming up on me already. Why don't you? We got a guest coming tonight. Hopefully he'll pop in here soon. Cash is King Trucking going to stop in. Might have a couple other people stop in a little bit here. So yeah, should be a good one. Did anybody get the notification? Somebody let me know if they got the notification. Other than my community post, because I didn't get my own notification. So whatever. All right, here comes some folks. I got to read the comments off my trusty tablet here and look at my ugly mug because on the phone here. What did the cat drag in here? What's this? Who
What's up,
dat?
Sim?
Who dat?
We here.
Hi, then. We live. We live.
Do it.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That don't look like a Peterbilt.
This is Toyota.
Are you
This is
are you in
the
the woods
glorious
stalking a
Toyota.
young lady jogging in the park? Is that what you're doing?
Ah, ah. Nah, I don't stock them like that no more.
Yeah. Not any less though either, right? You know what
They
I'm
they keep falling in love, and then I got to deal with
saying? Jerome Jones in the house is late night live. Yeah, it's about time. I meant to go live today, and then like naps and other things got in my way. Never let a nap get in the way of your YouTube trucking. D Compton in the house is what's going on. Cheap freight hauler. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. Don't get your expectations too high, cheap freight hauler.
For real.
Sorry I missed your email the other day. Actually, I saw it and I just never got back to you, so I'm not gonna lie. Mario in the house says, "Hell yeah, you guys just made my night by going live." Crazy Uncle BOC. What in the heck is going on? What's up with you, Uncle BOC? You still out there trailer trucking or what? What's Toyota life like? What are you doing in the Toyota?
Just hanging out outside for a little while. We're seeing what's up.
Waiting for that home inspection to be over with.
Wait to see what the people in this Lincoln Town Car are really doing out here.
If they brought your product or not. All right. Chief Ray says just got the notification. Okay. JD Jeff got it. Yeah, I didn't get I posted this live stream and I never got the notification, and it does not show up in my YouTube studio. You ever have that happen where your own live stream doesn't show up in your studio?
Yes. I don't think they ever show up till they're posted in my studio.
Oh, mine do. As soon as I schedule one.
Okay.
YouTube does not like me anymore.
Yeah.
Bear Harborson, Evening Young Man, Mikey Nine Toes in the house, Grafton, channel member, by the way, Alex Foley, DIY and Cash are the only channels I have notifications on. What more do you need? I mean, what is this? You just some common trucker gonna have other YouTube notifications turned on? Are you on Are you on? Did you buy a camper at your parents' house? Are you on vacation again?
There's trouble at home. I'm camping out in Wisconsin these days.
BLM burning your town down again?
That's what I hear.
I know they like to get all up in that Albert Lee, Minnesota traffic. Wow. Yep, Cash on vacation again. Got to be leased to DIY. I tell you what, I lead the industry in driver vacations.
I would have more time off if I was over there.
You would. Why the hell do you think I'm out here working all the time? This time they got me all at once. Everybody all at once except for one guy. So just been me and one other guy trying to cover some stuff out here. But people are starting to, and one guy's coming back tomorrow. So another guy came back today. So we doing some things. Gary Bates says shark face. Is that your new video, Gary? Was that from squat number 13? Gave you the shark face.
Gary Bates got a co-driver now. I seen today.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, you have to check that video out.
Okay. Is it a potbelly goat?
No.
Okay. All right. The rookie trucker in the house says howdy. He may stop in later. We may have a couple more people stop in. I know you're near the house, so you don't want to be on all night, but I appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah, I want to drop in.
Flatbed trucker says nice truck DIY. Are you in this truck stop? Are you watching me, flatbed trucker? I kind of feel like I'm being watched. There's a dude in here in the truck stop. Here, I'm gonna turn the camera for just a second. He just rolled up in here, and like, you know, people park sideways behind rows now. This dude parked. He's been parked here for like an hour and a half. He parked in front of the row, but he didn't even like pull over tight to the trucks. He's like halfway in the middle of the row, and then he cocked his tractor off to the left. So he's taking up like, check this out. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, I've seen that here lately as well. People parking in front of the rows.
I mean, he put his four ways on, but I'm like, buddy, are you really trying to park there overnight? Like,
yeah,
he's like way out in the way. I don't know. I don't know what happened to trucking, but you are right. Trucking is scary. Wait a minute. I didn't do that right. Trucking is scary. You know what I'm saying?
Very
You know
scary.
Yes. Who else is in here? Gary Bates. Kelly's Kitchen says cents per mile. There is no keeping him in line. That's right. I tend to live my life outside the lines. If you know what I'm saying. Alex Foley says there's some fires up here in Idaho. Smoke blowing into Montana. Ooh, that ain't good. That ain't good. Cheap Freight Holly says currently hanging out under a bridge. Well, it is the holiday. I will say that. Now some dude's gonna park crossways in front of me and think he's gonna live his life like that. I got news for you, buddy. I'm leaving early. What in the hell is going on in trucking, man? I don't know.
Standards are going down.
I tell you what, every time I go out on the road now, I am more and more amazed at what the hell is going on in trucking. Like, is there any place that is sacred anymore that a truck driver won't poop or leave a pee bottle or a bag of poop? Like, seriously.
No.
It's disgusting. No. It is absolutely disgusting. Went to another customer last week that were once again no longer allowed to park it. You used to be able to park on the street in front of this place. You know the place out in Maryland, out in the middle of nowhere. Used to be able to park on the road overnight. Ain't no more. Too many poop bags in the road and on the ditch. Freaking cops run them out.
Damn it.
Come on now. Flatbread Trucker says, no, I'm in Michigan. South Georgia Hotshot in-house says, that's me. All right, thanks for coming in. Looks like the Fed is going to cut interest rates this fall. Maybe trucking will rebound. Yeah, along with inflation. Come on with it. Barry Harbison says, creative parking, gotta love it. You got some kind of, I'm going to need a chromosome count on some of these folks out here. They're getting a little bit too creative. Like, it's just downright rude. The people flying, like, I'm near the entrance and people come in hot, man. You get some of these guys are coming in like 40 miles an hour. Like, you're out your mind. Kelly's Kitchen says DIY says he has to be working. I think it's because I'm home and he needs a break. No, it's because you're home to do all my work, so I can I can go out and get some other work done. Hey, Daddy needs to make some money, right? Stephen Kendrick says old cash is setting the mood. Night moves. Ooh.
Yeah.
What you got going on in your life? Is there? I hear tell It's purely
Hmm.
speculation that there may be another new truck in your future.
Maybe a second truck.
Trucking is scary, you know.
No, I want to buy a second truck. I want to have a collection in my yard.
I highly recommend that. You can never be too close to. You want to be too far away from a truck at any given time.
All right.
You might need to haul some freight.
What's a good number to have in my yard?
4.
Okay.
I like an even number.
Okay.
Not some odd, unusual number. We picked 4 because, you know, Brett Favre, quarterback, Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
Brett Favre.
so that's why you buy them 2 at a time.
Yep. We stay with
Smart.
it doesn't have to necessarily be 4, but it's got to be either divisible by 4 or, you know, factorable by 4, something. Could be 4 involved in there somewhere. Cheap Freight Dollar says, I wake everybody up with the air horn if they're blocking me in. That's a good move. I like that. Wasteland John says, I didn't think it was that bad out here now. It's that bad, and I'm waiting for somebody to roll up behind him and or try to squeeze in that gap he left between the trucks that he's parked in front of, because he left the gap. Somebody could nose up in there.
Oh, yeah, they'll double park that.
You can't triple park a double park.
Yes,
You
you
can't triple
can.
park a double park.
You been to a pilot lately?
I'm at a pilot right now.
Yeah,
This is a pilot.
exactly.
Oh, man, that's good. Jagger Maupin says, LOL. No fear trucking in the house. Hey, everyone. How you doing? The man, the myth, the legend, Greg Zimmer. DIY, are you driving that red Mac? Am I? I am. We're almost done. Nice little test drive. We'll tidy up a couple. I'm very surprised by the fuel economy in this thing. I'm not gonna lie. Very, very impressed by that. But I put a good bit of idle time on it. Before I started idling it, I was like 8.1 miles per gallon, all miles. Now I've been except for tonight and last night I didn't idle it because I got a hotel, but brought it down to like 7.6 all miles, which is pretty good. And I put a pretty good amount of idle time on it up till then because it was so freaking hot every day. I just never shut it off. So pretty surprised by that. I did not expect that. JD Jeff says every lot, shipper and receiver. No, if you're trucking, hit the like button, please. That's a good idea. Yeah, we're gonna be kicked out of everywhere pretty soon. Definitely gonna be kicked out of everywhere. And you know what? Kind of deserve it. Kind of deserve it.
Oh, we don't deserve it.
Well, not everybody deserves it, but I mean, trucking as a whole. I mean, there's a freaking bathroom right over there. Why you gotta leave your poop on the ground out here? I mean, it's a biohazard. What the hell's going on with this chat? Dan's hot shot and trucking adventures outdoor activities type person says sitting in the AML terminal in Seattle waiting to unload. Maybe load with the semi. What? How do you get these stupid? My first load with the semi. Okay, that's cool. Oh, I got to catch up on your videos. I heard you bought a truck. I heard you stepped up to a tractor. I got to check out that video.
He is out west. You were right. I don't know why I was thinking he was from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm trucking Washington or Oregon, if I'm not mistaken. I'm thinking Washington. Can't remember. No fear trucking in house says I'm in Spring Green, Wisconsin, waiting to load. Ooh, come on with it. Alex Foley says, did you see the Bureau of Labor and Statistics miscounted the job growth report by 800,000 jobs? Strong labor market, my ass. No, they didn't miscount. They didn't miscount anything. They lied to you. They straight up lied to you. That's how it works now. You don't listen to any of these numbers. You go with what you see with your own eyes, right? Chief Railer says, I prefer rest areas over truck stops nowadays. More of that good buddy action in rest areas. Is that what we're going with here?
Oh, Pickle Park?
Easier to find a, come on, good buddy. Come on up in that back row. Come on. More of that in the rest area. Go back into tall grass, do you? With
Ah,
oh damn it, what's his name? Killed the joke. Something about Mary. Thanks for bailing me out, buddy.
I have no idea. You're talking about who does abs in 7 minutes? That's
Ben
ridiculous.
Stiller. Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Dodgeball. No Fear Trucking says that's pretty good for a Mac. Yeah, they got some of these new ones dialed in. This one's geared right. Spoiler alert, I bought another one. And we're gonna pick that up next week. It's geared slightly different. This one's got 247 rears. That one has 264s. So I may take that one and have that Emax shifting package installed. You got to change the touch panel for the transmission, and then have a software upgrade done and get that done for about $800. But I'm thinking on that one, and this one is not worth it because it's geared like spot on that one. The gearing is it's not. It's like this one's 65 at 1050 RPMs. That one's 65 at like 1150 RPMs. So, or 1200, I can't remember, but it'll change the shift points that get better. So we should be able to get that one around the same kind of fuel mileage, but we'll see. I didn't pick that one up yet. I'm gonna take it on a trip, test drive it, all that. But they're giving them away. Hey, if a dog can poop on the ground, why can't I? Opposable thumbs, cheap freight hauler. You have the finger dexterity to, not live like a savage. That's why.
Questionable. Have you seen that guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's missing a few fingers, ain't
he? Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since the accident. Music City Transport says the sharks are circling at this Loves in Florida as well. Bring on the metered parking. You think we're gonna have metered parking, Cash?
At Loves? Yeah, I think it's inevitable. I think everywhere is going to have it. I mean, the people who own the Loves now are not the original people. So I see a lot of things. A lot of things are going to be money grabs over there coming soon. I got a feeling.
Truck stops are going to be, well, they already are hurting for money. I mean, they closed down all the restaurants because, well, things got too expensive. Who can afford it? So people are eating in their trucks. That's where the truck stops made all their money. Is not really off of fuel. It's off of you buying stuff.
Yeah.
So, if we ain't buying stuff, they got to make their money somehow. Probably pay everywhere. I don't think there's really a need to charge us freaking $20 a night. That's a little ridiculous. It's damn ridiculous. Dan's Hot Shot Trucking and Outdoor Adventure type activities said Washington it is. That's what I thought. I know you're up there in that Pacific Northwest. Solanist Parlor, did you buy South Georgia's Mac? I did not. I bought 2 2020 Mac Anthems is what I bought. It's very similar to each other.
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing that fuel economy difference on that gear ratio.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I was going to put that Emax in this one, but I just don't think it's necessary. I don't know that a guy would gain anything. What do you want? Roll down the road? Well, it's really not going to change your RPMs. It's just going to change the shift points. And this thing already pulls down to like 850 before it shifts with a light load.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're not going to drop any lower with that. So I think this one's just best left the way it is. I got to remember to hit that performance button when we go into a hard climb, though, because otherwise she'll run her down too low and you'll just dog out on the hill. So other than that, I just leave it in economy mode pretty much. But nice truck, man. The difference between this Anthem and a Pinnacle is like the difference between a Freightliner Cascadia and a Freightliner Columbia. Like they really stepped up the game with Cascadia, right? And Mac really stepped up their game with this Anthem. The interior is pretty nice. I tell you what, it's still kind of a bouncy ride. Like that's kind of how Macs are, They're it's a bouncy front end. Front end. So there's that. But I mean, it's not out of line. I tell you what, the steering in these things is freaking effortless. I thought the Cascadia steered like butter. This thing, the steering is just super reactive and it's just effortless. That's one of my favorite things about it. And then this D-shaped steering wheel, so you can fit your fat ass behind the wheel. It gives you more space, but
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some things I'm not thrilled about it. Like as you can see, I don't like the way the interior lighting necessarily focuses. It could be if it was adjustable or if it was in a different spot. The cabinets, this truck, this particular one has 2 less cabinets in it than the other one, but nothing major. There's nothing major that I don't like about it. Why the hell is this guy stopping in front of my truck? He ain't supposed to be making the pickup yet. Anyway. No, none of that stuff, just typically quieter. Okay. DIY have them install the equivalent to Volvo's gentle shift install in the transmission. You don't feel this thing shift at all. It's the same as the iShift. So it should be the same. Chief Freight Hauler, the kids still own the Loves, correct? Who owns the Loves nowadays, Cash?
Yeah, I think it's the kids own it.
Okay. All right. Barry Harbison says nothing wrong with living the pirate life. Hashtag poop free. Oh man. I don't know. Well, at least keep it in the grass then. Keep it in where it can decompose. Not on. How about this? We'll compromise. Keep it off the asphalt. Keep it off the asphalt and the concrete. Right. Take it into nature. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? No Fear Trucking says I see Cash in a Mac next. I don't think that's gonna happen. What's this second truck? It's a Volvo. It's a white Volvo. Is what it is, isn't it?
Oh, nothing. I wouldn't look at anything else.
You gave up on the international LT idea already?
Yeah. How's that Mac do when you're backing into a dock?
Very good. It doesn't buck or nothing. Like, you see it's the transmission's very smooth, and like I said, the steering is spot on. So I've bumped probably 20 docks since I left out. It doesn't buck at all. I had a pretty tight one this morning at a US Foods, and it went pretty well. I do need to slide the fifth wheel up. I think whoever had this was pulling hopper bottom, because one, they took the fairing off the top, which we put back on, and then number two, they got the fifth wheel back a little ways. So fifth wheel needs to be slid up 1, maybe 2 holes. I don't know how it carries the fuel tanks. Most of the weight's on the drives because the fuel tanks are way back. So I don't know how much weight it carries on the steers. You would think I would, check that out and scale it, but I don't like scale loads and all that. Really don't need to.
Takes time.
That's for rubes, right?
Who's got $14 these days?
Exactly. If I spend that $14, I can't take 2 weeks vacation next month.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I'm saying. So yeah, need to see how it carries the weight, but I think the fifth wheel could come ahead 2 holes. That would help the fuel mileage even too, because there's a big gap here. I mean, I can walk through it and kind of put my arms out. So, yeah. Other than that, pretty good. It's got a backup camera. You ever see a backup camera on a truck before?
I have not.
On the back of the cab, I could look at my reefer doors all day if I wanted to. I don't know how. When I put it in reverse, it says camera not activated or something. So maybe somebody disconnected it. I don't know, but it's got this display in the dash here like a car does, where you can watch your backup camera. Got a pretty good gauge package, has a pyro and all that. So I don't know. It's all right. I could deal with it.
It's fancy. It looks fancy.
Giving them away, I'll tell you that. Freaking giving them away. Flatbed Trucker says, is the storage in the Mac good or okay? So this is a single bunk, and it has, see if you can see behind me here, watch. See them cabinets up top? Those are cabinets along the back wall of the sleeper. And then see that again? There it is again. The bed is a little bit wider. I do like that, slightly wider than my Freightliner. Has a refrigerator, which has the pull-out style rather than the door. I think I prefer the door better, more usable. Then it has the drawers at the tables. It is missing 2 cabinets that most of the Macs have, and that would be, above your side cabinets there, which they're you can add them on. It's very simple. Um, I'm thinking that driver may choose to do that, but the other one I bought has all those cabinets. Um, Something about this truck, they didn't do it. So cabinets aren't bad. This overhead section here, like in the Freightliner, we got that where you can put your Atlas and stuff up there.
What's that?
Mostly, trying to trigger me right away. Mostly unusable. It's not very much space up there, but it has a cool rope light inside there where it's outlined. You can, set the mood for yourself.
Nice.
And then this truck only has 3 batteries. I'm going to add a 4th battery in just because, like, it should have 4 batteries, especially having a refrigerator and stuff.
You going with them lithium batteries?
No, I ain't got that kind of money.
Ryan started a truck the other day, a Cascadia, with one of those lithium batteries. Started the truck.
You could start a truck with 1 lead acid. I start the Classic that way. These newer ones might be a little bit more difficult. Probably need at least 2. But yeah, these new trucks, they're freaking power hogs. Everything they got running in them. So gonna add an extra battery in. So we'll do that. Stephen Kendrick said, I wish sheets and rudders would just take over the truck stop market. My personal favorites. Yeah, so a little behind the scenes, I've been talking to my partners here about adding one of those, trying to see if I can get one of those to add into our fuel network here. They don't really do that. They're market disruptors. They want to be on their own, but I want to try to get one market disruptor. So it'd either be QT, sheets, or rudders. I've talked to them about. I guess Maverick is off the table. They're too hard to deal with, or something like that. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to see if I can get one of those 3 to join. I don't know if it's gonna happen. They don't really do that. They don't have to. Plus, they can't really discount their fuel any more than they already do. They're selling bottom of the market.
Yeah.
So if I do get them to come in, I wouldn't expect more than a very, very small discount. But I just like to have them in the network because people man, I love sheets. I stopped there a couple times this week and got some food, and I like rudders too. I like them both, but you can still fuel there on my fuel card. You get the good price. You just, there's no discount, but it's still, good pricing. I like them both.
They ain't got showers though. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's true. Some of the QTs do, don't they? Or no? Do any of the QTs have showers? Yeah, there's the one down in Pleasant Valley, Missouri has showers. They're at exit 13. Okay. I don't think too many of them do though. Man, you can't.
Small parking lots and no showers. Yeah, that's the only bummer.
Sheets has built some newer ones with more parking. There's one in Ohio. There was a Cambridge City or something on 70. That's got a decent bit of parking. Then one up in Buckhorn, PA, there at the DA. What's the name of that? I can't remember the name of the town, but there's one there too. Got a decent parking lot.
That one on 70, I think that's in Springfield.
Ohio?
The one I'm thinking of. Yeah, the one I'm thinking of.
There's one there too. Yeah.
You talking about people parking in the damn entrance?
Oh yeah.
They park that thing like crazy.
Yeah, and they'll destroy these nice new parking lots. It's a matter of time. Hit the like button, you bundle of sticks. Oh, appreciate that. Marty saying no more DIY. What's the average gross for a reefer? The average grossest thing is like chicken butts and guts that fall out of the box and the blood. That's pretty gross. Hey, what do you gross in a reefer? Pork guts?
Bulk pork renderings. Oof.
Cow hides?
Yeah, that'll do it too.
Refrigerated, not frozen cow hides?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a load of dog food product the other day that wasn't even in boxes. It was literally the product was frozen into blocks. Ew. And set on pallets and stretch wrapped.
Gross. Hopefully it was frozen.
Yeah, it was frozen. Like they froze them they literally froze the product into big blocks.
Okay.
Like slabs. and put them on pallet and stretch wrap them.
Damn it.
We ain't got a paper load after that.
Oh, you like to jab that knife deep and hard, don't you? Can I get you to use a serrated knife when you do that?
Yeah,
If you're
I
gonna,
got you.
you know, you're gonna run it in
Thank you,
there deep, make
boys
sure
in the
it's
house.
serrated. Yep. Cheap Freight Hauler says Flag City Mac had an Anthem on consignment from Hellbent Express. Jamie is a great guy and specs a truck for great MPG. Okay. All right. Shannon Thomas Trucking. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, Shannon. Shannon Ding Dong. Shamalama. Snorlord OG. Thanks for coming in. Says howdy, cents per mile. Sliding into holes can get dangerous. What does he mean? No
He's
Fear
talking
Trucking.
about
Go
your
ahead.
fifth wheel.
Ah, yeah. No Fear Trucking says, how is the turning radius? It's good, except for the fact that I got the fifth wheel set too far back. So I need a little bit more room to turn around. But probably not as tight as the Cascadia. I'd say that. Hard to beat a Cascadia for that. And I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what the wheelbase is on this truck. Don't know. Wonder if it's in the door jam. Jam and lemon. Ding dong.
Got that stretched frame on that thing.
I don't know. I think it's pretty standard. Pretty standard. Where do they? Kareem in the house says, hello, guys. Bear Harbor says, I have to buy a new battery, and them suckers ain't cheap anymore. I get batteries at a great freaking price. Like, so good. Like, I've had a couple people just stop in and say, hey, can you get me some batteries? Get them for, I can get the 750 cold cranking amps for $72 and the 925s for $75. So set of 4 batteries for about $335. I have a truck. Well, I had a truck I met out east this week. I took him a set of 4 batteries. We met up, swapped out his batteries, and I got the old ones here in the cab for cores. I'm just gonna take them, turn them in when I get home. It was way cheaper. Like, you go to a TA set of batteries, they're gonna get you like $1,100 with installation. So at $300, you know, swap them out every year, whatever.
Why would you let the TA swap out your batteries?
Because ain't nobody really mess with nothing no more.
Ah, okay.
Nobody can do anything for themselves. For a lot of
I
people,
got you.
You know, you got to get $210,000 Freightliner because you got to have that new truck warranty so that you ain't got to, do anything or learn.
That's
You don't
true.
have to learn. You don't have to learn anything when you got a new truck warranty. I mean, things are still going to break, but hell. Do they run the same rear suspension as a Volvo? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I like their food and stuff. Okay. Sheets is on that fuel card out of KC. Won't say their name, but they should be open to joining your network. Yeah, I'm talking to a few different places right now. I talked to Loves. They said, yeah, not really. I'll give you like cash price plus 10 cents. I'm like, no, that's not good enough. Was talking to Pilot 3 weeks ago, and they ghosted me. They just straight up ghosted me. We talked a few times, and she's like, yeah, I'll have your proposal tomorrow, and nothing. And then I reached out, and the freaking crickets. So Pilot, Flying Jake, and Pound Sand. But there is another mid-sized one I'm trying to talk to right now. Trying to talk to Road Ranger. That'll take some time. And then, like I said, I was going to reach out. We're to the point now where we can start asking for better discounts with the partners we have. And I think that's going to happen because, we got to be more competitive. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, out of just loyalty to them, I don't want to go, busting out all over the place. If they're going to be loyal to me and give us better pricing, I'd like to be a little bit loyal to them, but we need the bigger network, as well. And Sap Brothers they just came with a good price right off the bat. So we're going to stick with that. If you like Sap Brothers, we got one of the best pricings out there for them. Better than Nastic, better than XPO. So, Where did I leave off here? Oh, No Fear Trucking. They're build at in Wisconsin, building one with a shower. Okay, I don't know who he's talking about. Tim Honeycutt. How's the trucking business? Well, let me tell you about the trucking business. Come on, damn it, ruining the joke. Trucking is scary.
Ain't it?
Do you find trucking to be scary?
I do.
No, trucking is it's a bag, you know. It sucks right now. But hey, people still piling in,
Yeah. Hey, I
you
see
know.
cab cards. I seen what was it the other day? I seen an MC or a DOT, can't remember which, started 3.6, almost up to 3.7 now. So
Probably be an MC.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We getting in big numbers.
That's crazy. Do
So
y'all
you
deliver? Oh, yes. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, I think you told me you bought those Mack trucks at the auction, didn't you?
I did not. No, sir, I did not.
Oh.
No. We got it's a dealer relationship I built. This one never even made it to the lot. It came in, he's like, you're gonna want this one, so I'm gonna hold it till you look at it. I'm not. It had a bunch of premium things. He's like, I'm not marking it up for that. It's gonna be the same as the other ones. And I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, we want that one. And then the other one never
Just
hit the lot either. He's like, this has got the lowest mileage on it of the trades we took in, so you'll want to see this one. I'm like, yeah, that'll work too.
just so you know, Ritchie Brothers is not a dealership.
Ah, damn it. Damn it. Well, gig's up.
I
Well,
thought I'd let you know.
maybe not in trucks, but they do deal in other things if you know what I'm saying.
Ah, not the
What do you think?
Diaz brothers, the
You
Ritchie
think
brothers.
anybody? Oh, shoot. You think anybody's going to suspect them driving trucks around the country to their auctions? It's a perfect cover. Robert B in the house. What up, DIY? How you doing, Mr. B? Mr. Robert? Hollywood's in the house. What's up, trucking lords? This is better than watching presidential debates. Ooh, we'll do more for you. I'm, I'll make you just as many promises and don't deliver them, and you'll get more out of us than you will them, right, Cash?
Hey, I'll be honest with you. The first chance I get, I'm ripping you off.
Promise? Is that a campaign promise?
Turn your back for a second, I'll run a knife in it.
Oh, I'll be straight with you. I'm going to make some shady deals with other countries to my own benefit, and
You damn right.
I'm going to
I stand
jack your
with
taxes.
Uruguay.
That's good. That's good. Oh, Velox 18 in the house says, "Give me 40 acres, and I'll turn this rig around." Yeah, buddy. Velox 18, Velox towing and recovery, repossessions and whatnot in the house. How you been? How you been, buddy? You coming back to trucking soon? The world wants to know.
He better not.
No?
He got out at the perfect time.
Oh, could a guy have timed that any better?
No.
Oh, and selling that truck for top dollar,
Yeah.
getting out just before the bottom fell out. Like, a guy couldn't have timed it any better at all. So join the Velox 18 Psychic Friends Network, and tell him Miss Cleo sent you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chief Ray Hauler says it may not turn as good as a Cascadia, but it's hard to beat that MP8/D13. Yeah, I mean, this is I don't know, 6th or 7th MP8, 6th probably MP8 engine. They've been good. They've been good. Crypto Analysts says you still have the Orange Columbia. I do, and I was going to take it out on the road this week, but I went to hop in it and I was doing my pre-trip inspections and wheel seal leaking. So I wrote that up, told the shop come get it while I'm gone. Well, needed to take this one on a trip anyway to sort out any issues. So yeah, it's working out. Hopefully it's done when I get home. Velox says, no, sir, you can have trucking. I'm happy being a family man. Okay. Hollywood says, TA tried to get me for an arm and a kidney for an airbag. Watched a DIY video and solved it myself. There you go, buddy. There you go. They didn't try to get your firstborn from you. Surprising. Man.
They want the good kidney.
Yeah. If you don't give it to them, you'll wake up in a ice bath. You wake up in an ice bath with a TA invoice stuffed in your mouth. Marked paid. Written in blood, paid. Yeah. Gen Z Trucking in-house, been way too long. Good to see y'all. Yeah. Gen Z Trucking says, what about Hucks? We got some Hucks. Farmer City, Illinois. There's some Hucks in that network. Some of the Hucks are Ambest locations. I tried to get one down in Indiana that somebody requested, and they didn't want to do it. In Evansville. So Marty says, get a Mac with a gold bulldog. I actually like the silver one better. The gold bulldog just means it has a Mac rear end and transmission, and silver one, this has Meritor rear ends. So it does have the M drive transmission, but it's got the Meritor rear ends, which I don't know. I think the Meritor rear ends are fine rear ends.
Yeah.
If I'm judging rear ends, come on.
Hey, get a can of spray paint. That dog could be gold by the end of the night.
Damn right. Damn right. Cheap Freight Hauler says, oh, the cleavage. Oh, yeah. Trucking is scary. If it's scary, I better get out. Yep. Toughen up or get out, right?
That's right.
Barky B in the house says, what up, gentlemen? I've been called a lot of things. Never that. Marty says, what does Rooney say about the gold bulldog? Let me ask him. Give me a minute to ask him. Cheap Freight Hauler says, got to be a DOT number. MCs are in the 160s now. Okay. I think I've seen DOT numbers starting with a 4 now. I believe I've seen that.
Shit. Okay.
8 digits. 8 digits starting with a 4 or 7. No, 7 digits starting with a 4.
Damn.
Wade M, hello from Virginia. Hello, buddy. All right, Barry says, at least Cash is honest about his backstabbing. Makes me feel better. Yeah. Cash doesn't stab people in the back. He likes to look you in the eye while he's doing it. There's something satisfactory about that eye contact when that's going through the diaphragm, right?
Yeah. Whatever I got to do. I mean, if I tell you during the campaign, I'm gonna screw you, we're gonna screw you. It's just gonna happen. A lot of people are gonna get screwed when I get elected, and I'm gonna funnel some money into some real wars. You better watch out.
So what you're saying is get in on Lockheed and all that right now, huh?
Hey, Raytheon can't make them bombs fast enough, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. All right. Good. Thanks for the tip. I'm gonna get on that Pelosi stock tips. All of them. Marty says he's 1100 RPMs at 65. Okay. Notch Fox says trucking business. It's a hit and a miss. Yeah. Velox 18 says, I'm not psychic. I just looked into the magic fate ball. Oh, which is just a wadded up truck stop towel.
Oh, you couldn't
like
flatten that towel out for $100 bill.
Oh, now we 3 wide. We're 3 wide in the driveway now, son.
Woo! Come on down to the pilot.
Yeah, no doubt. That old boy, he ain't scared. Trans Supercorp says power only here. It's really hard out here with power only. Yeah, man. I give you power only guys credit. That wasn't really a thing until COVID hit. Absent of Amazon. Boy, is Amazon back to what Amazon is. They Amazon again.
Yeah. They got our money.
But with standards now they don't put up with no nonsense. They'll bounce you out in a heartbeat. Make you get a new MC number.
That's the way they want it.
Mm-hmm. Gen Z Trucking says, I was the one requesting Evansville. That is my main fuel spot. Spent 30,000 there last year. Ooh, damn it,
Whoa,
boy. Maybe I need to
you get free
revisit that.
coffee?
Gen Z Trucking, email me again. Maybe we can revisit that. We'll see. Stephen Kendrick says, hello there from the Naf Naf at Love's.
Ooh.
Fried camel balls are back in season and on sale, boys. Ooh.
Mm.
Damn it. I preferred mine sauteed in butter.
I like mine covered in a thick layer of pubes.
Thin layer just won't cut it. No.
No, extra curly, please.
Oh, takes the place of your curly fries.
Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
it's like chewing an SOS pad.
Oh, nasty. That's awful, man.
A used SOS pad, like on the back of the sink.
It smells like garbage.
Yeah.
I don't think the Mac rears would be good on a road truck. Probably not. Probably not. They're made for vocational. They're tough as nails. Logging trucks, dump trucks. D Compton 84 says, are you going to put APU on those Mac trucks? We're going to do something. We're going to see what the drivers want. They wanted APUs, and I told them, listen, for what we're buying these things for, we can put APUs on them. Like, I'm not going to shoot these things down because they don't have APUs. So if they want, we can get creative. If they want a zero breeze for the air conditioning, I'll say, hey, hop on over to Cash's channel, click on that link, and get you a zero breeze. It's the only link that works for a zero breeze. None of them other links work. So I'll tell them that. And then, we can put some bunk heaters in for the wintertime. I think one already, this one doesn't have it, but the other one has a bunk heater. So we could do that. Strap them up with a little generator for block heater. We could do a lot of things. I have a hard time spending 15 grand on a tri-pack APU though. Even though I love them. I love them to death. But that's I have a hard time paying that much for a car, So
yeah.
We
if
could,
I was buying a brand new truck, I'd put one on a brand new truck, but
yeah,
a used truck, I just don't. Money's not there.
Especially in this environment, trucking is scary. I'm telling you.
Damn right
we could go green APU. I'm not. We did a couple trucks with those used APUs from Dale's APU down in Springfield. I tell you, I'm not seriously impressed. I got to be honest with you. Like, the installation was poor on both of them. Like, amateur. One of the trucks got totaled, so that's no longer with us. And then the other one, I just traded it in. But problems here and there. So I don't know that I'd do that again. It was $6,000. I'm sure it's more now. But I don't know. We'll have some conversations and see what we're gonna do. It's a big decision, but I'm not gonna pass up a great deal because it's not perfect.
Yeah.
You're never gonna have perfect.
Also, it's going to be 40 degrees in Minnesota this week, so if you haven't fired up your bunk heater in a while, be a little reminder, get her checked out, make sure she fires up.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, like you said, winter's coming, so air conditioning is going to peter out here. Maybe wait till next year, but I don't know. We'll see.
Depending on where you live. I mean, if you live in Florida,
Yeah, and it just so happens that both of them do live in Florida.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
I had some conversations about that. I'm like, listen, you're not gonna like it when it's time to come out of the house, but they understand. We'll deadhead them or we'll figure it out.
Never go home.
Trucking, well, that was my thing. Like, you got a truck, live in it, right?
Yeah.
It's got a bed. What do you need? What do you want from me?
100% agree.
Your family will be there when you're done trucking. They'll just be older. No Fear Trucking says trucking war. Okay, come on with it. In the house, is it corn bucket? Corn in every bucket. Cash 2024.
Shika,
I
shika,
like that.
shika.
Amazon is destroyed. Now $1.20 a mile. Yeah, that's what Amazon always was.
Yeah.
Everybody got on me for saying that during the virus. Like, this ain't what Amazon is. Don't build your business around this. This is what Amazon is. They don't give a damn. They have a very specific business model, and they want to attract a very specific kind of driver, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
People that'll
Hang
work
on.
their balls off for a very low rate.
Hang on a second. I'm calling in for that $1.20 a mile right now. See if I can lock that in.
Don't worry, Christmas freight's coming. We're gonna buck that up to $1.30.
Woo wee! I ain't got to buy reefer fuel. Shit, that might be the way to be.
I know, right? I know. Insult investor in the house. Hey, buddy, seen you in a while. Says, yo. Wade M says, is getting your own MC number worth it these days? Ooh. Unless you have a very specific reason to, but if you're just looking to get out here and run the spot market, you're gonna have a rough time, son.
If you got $5 million and you want to piss it away real quick, hell, I'd say go ahead and get it.
It's gonna be tough for you to book loads with a new MC. Like, you gotta understand. Extremely tough. Look at your competition. Look at the competition all around you.
Yeah.
And look at the people you're competing with. And then, that'll answer your question. But that being said, if you have something worked out ahead of time where you have, like, hey, I already have something arranged with these people to do this, it's very different. There is still legit reasons to do it. But if you're just looking to get in and be spot market Johnny, rethink that right now. It's a very difficult environment. This fraud thing needs to sort itself out. There's a lot of things that need to sort it themselves out before you go ahead and commit a lot of money to this.
Yeah.
All right, we have reached the pinnacle. We've reached the pinnacle of parking success here. We're too wide in the middle of the parking lot now.
Hell
there ain't nobody making it through there.
Wow.
And then once you get past them, you got to make a sharp left, and you're going to take somebody's hood off. So that's how we roll with the pilot.
Oh, damn it, boy. As far as getting an MC right now, like if I was going to start a trucking company right now, I'd tell you what my plan would be. Okay. Buy those Mack trucks that DIY's getting for pennies on the dollar, and I'd hire me some illegal Americans and put in there. And I wouldn't buy insurance because that's a waste of money. And I'd tell them if they don't run day and night, I'd put 2, 4, 5 of them in the same truck, and I'd tell them, if you sons of bitches don't run day and night, I swear to God, I'll turn a German Shepherd loose in that truck. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay,
throw a Belgian Malinois and a rattlesnake in there.
Yeah,
throw a mongoose and a rattlesnake in there. Let them duke it out in the cab.
Hell yeah, I'm throwing a king cobra right in the middle of the floor, and whoever it hits, he's out. Okay, so you just think of that when that truck goes to stop. Okay, I'm gonna cut a hole in the floor. Do what you want to with that. Okay, do what you want to with that. And hey, I'm trucking, baby.
Hey, can we keep that whole offset center of the drive shaft? So we don't have it coming back at us.
Hey, truck's never gonna stop. It ain't gonna matter. I mean,
better learn to recycle that.
I tell them save it up and compost it. Hell, you're probably gonna start a garden in the back. That's some bitch. I'm talking. This thing's never gonna stop.
Grow some vegetables. Oh man, we're only stopping for caffeine resupply.
I'll have it dropped in with drones.
Amazon drones. When you stop at the Amazon terminal to pick up your trailer, make sure you meet the drone at the end of the driveway. Oh, T. Freyhaler says green APU is only 13 grand. Okay, I thought they were like 10. I talked to the guys at the truck show, and I thought they were closer to 10. 13's a big chunk.
13. I get you 2 used Hondas. I'm talking certified for that kind of money.
I like it. I like it. Steven says, ain't no joke having your own MC right now. Depends on how you do it. Everyone's different, but it's no cupcake out here. Yeah, it's not the money making scam that it was for about 3 years.
Hang on, can I take a minute to promote my new class I'm promoting? I got a new online tutorial on how to start an illegal trucking company. Okay,
Yes.
we're talking rider lease purchase trucks. I'm talking. I get you a dedicated supply of illegal immigrants from the Home Depot, and we will turn and burn. I'm talking every damn surge transportation load you can book. We've got them.
Damn it, boy. I like the sound of this. We're gonna make some money. How many dinars is that?
I'm just one thick Russian accent away from a scam. I'm telling you right now. Come on.
I think we need to go live in Serbia for 6 months and pick up the.
I go to Serbia. You don't teach me scam. I teach you scam.
That's right. That's right. Velok says it's almost winter in Wisconsin and Minnesota, right? APU won't be needed. Yeah. My green APU has been okay so far. Only problem is it likes to overheat and shut down in the desert when the temps are like 110 plus. Yeah, they're probably all going to do that. Snorlord OG says Dale's has gone downhill lately. Okay. Sterling Wheel in the house with a 420 super chat. Appreciate that, Sterling. Says I saw 38 this morning in Oregon. Angry. Damn it. Woo. Thank you, Sterling, for super chat. Appreciate that.
Is he talking about what he was staring down the barrel of?
I think he's talking about 38 illegals.
Oh, okay.
Or 38 cents per mile on an Amazon load. I don't know.
Whew. Killing it.
Yeah. Take 2. Get you 2 of them. Barry Harbison says Florida is scorching. 92 today. Oof. Damn it. Trucking for Money says Ryan Fox from Ohio is installing those electric APUs for 7,000. Okay. Well, maybe we can collab on one or something. I don't know. I met him at the truck show. I'm sure if I reached out, we could probably hook one up. I don't know. See if anybody's interested. Truck had 99 today in LA, Lower Alabama. Ooh, damn it. I-40 in Arkansas is savage. Yeah, you got that right. D. Compton says, can you give us an update on your Go Highway struggles? Oh, dude, where do I even start? Every day it's something new from those people. I swear. I got people emailing me like their problems with Highway. Sam, if you're watching right now, I feel your pain, brother. Sam's just got one truck and he parked it for 3 weeks to, I don't know, take a vacation, do something. He was off for 3 weeks. The truck didn't move. So he tried to set up with a new broker on Go Highway and they won't take him because his truck hasn't moved in 3 weeks, according to his ELD movement. I'm like, what in the absolute hell does that have to do with anything? And he's like, these people. Like, I'm like, I know, brother. There is a new issue with them every week. Now they got, these used trucks have been registered under another authority. Now I got them under mine. So, because this VIN number was once tied to a different trucking company, I'm like, come on, man. You can't tell me I got to buy all brand new equipment. That's not how this business works. Like,
right.
people buy and sell used equipment. It's like every day is something new. And every time I make a change, like add a truck or a trailer or get rid of a truck or a trailer, we start all over from scratch. Because my VIN numbers, I got a VIN number missing or a new VIN number on my insurance policy, and it's not in the freaking or it's in the ELD. It's just This stuff takes up hours of my day. It's exhausting. I'm so tired of it. And then there's always a new issue. I'm not phased by it anymore. Just expect it. I'm like, oh, another person uses highway. Well, this is going to be a problem. It's just it's disgusting. And I'm telling you, they're gonna work an angle on something pretty soon. Highway's gonna make a move on something to be either the next freight waves or the next they're too big. They got too much information to do nothing with it.
Right.
Highway, I don't know what they're gonna do. Start a brokerage, start a load board, start a freight wave scenario. They're gonna do something. Mark my words. I just don't know what it is because they got it. They could
Yeah.
control everything. They could control. They have more information than any one singular other place. I guarantee you.
Hmm.
And they are tracking trucks while you're not on unloads too. That's a bunch of crap. You can prove it. The guy Sam I talked to, he's a tech geek. He comes from that world, and he showed me. He's like, "This is my tracking apps, and this is, this is that." So they are doing that, and it's going to be too personally invasive for the drivers. They're gathering information on you too, or us as drivers. So, um, do they do something with that database? I don't know, but
Hmm.
it's too much. It's too powerful. So yeah, they a bag.
Damn.
They could clamp down, man, if they wanted to. I don't know, start a brokerage, start whatever they wanted to do. They could freaking dominate and control the pricing on everything. Information is powerful, man. It really is.
You think Facebook will buy them?
They might buy Facebook. There you go. And they don't care if the information is right or wrong. I've had that argument with them too. They just it's information. We compile
Yeah.
information as their that's their uh that's their stance. We merely compile information. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, you got to
No,
find
that's the
out if it's
game
right or
these
wrong.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Um,
I think I'm gonna have to hop out of here. My phone's about to die, and I'm not charging fast enough to go up. So
yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming in. Enjoy your time
yeah,
off. We may have somebody else pop on here. I sent the
yeah,
link out to a couple other guys. So, uh,
yeah. Thanks
the,
for having me.
the Bubba Uncle DIY says hi.
All right, we will later.
Yeah, bye. All right. One of you other guys wants to pop in. Come on in. Where did I leave off? Moreno Manolo says Gonzales, Texas, loading mushrooms. Okay. I didn't know mushrooms come out of Texas. I did not know that. Hauled a good bit of mushrooms out of Pennsylvania. Used to do that on the regular. Those were tough runs. Chief Freight Hauler says they'll have that lane squeezed down to half a lane by morning. Yeah. Well, one guy left, so yeah. We'll be all jammed up. People will be blowing their air horns when everybody trying to sleep. No fear trucking. I loaded a load out of Chicago last week that was at the highway patrol place that they said they busted some broker and company. Huh. Here, let me send this link out again. Uh, all right. I sent you your link, buddy. Now where'd my chat go? Dadgummit. What happened to the chat? Is this it? No. Is this it? Live chat? There we go. Chat is back. Anyway, what was I talking about? I don't know. Oh, they said they busted some broker and company. Wonder what they were doing. You can be pulling some bad shenanigans to get a load seized like that. Sterling Wheel says 2 U-Haul box trucks equal 153 van. Hire 4 undocumented patriots. Money. It's not a bad idea. I sent your link there, Mr. Sir. Crypto analyst, LOL. Brian C in the house. No Fear Trucking. They had a whole warehouse full of stuff. Wonder what the hell they seized. Somebody last year at one point, somebody went through the Minnesota scale up there at St. Croix with pallets of money. They busted a truck with pallets of money. I'm like, man, I'm gonna keep some of that for myself. Cheap Freight Hauler says drive shaft equals poop slinger. Yeah, no doubt. How'd you like to work on that truck? Ugh. Barry Harbison, they don't call him cash for nothing. Business 101. Yep, that's right. Marty says, I'm in the best spot you can think of. The guy behind me has a burnout headlight, and the guy in front of me has no taillights. Ooh, that's a Marty sandwich right there. How about that? RGB says, how much is the class cost? Sounds interesting. Well, Cash doesn't really charge money for it per se. What's going to happen is someday he's going to call upon you for a favor, and you better show up. I'm just saying, when that favor is called upon you, you best show up. And then after that, he may ask for more. I'd like to say you're going to be square, but you're probably going to have to do a few more things. Killian's trucking in the house says, what up, Cash Dog? Wade M says, who's hiring right now? I don't know what you want to do. Everybody will hire a good driver. Cheap Freight Hauler says, boycott brokers that use highway and it'll fix itself. That's getting hard, man. It's RMIS is, or I'm sorry, highway is eating RMIS's lunch. They're taking all their customers. RMIS is going to have a hard time existing here in short order because highways, they're just taking over. So it's going to be nearly impossible. All the big boys are on that now. So yeah, all the more reasons to try to get some of your own freight if you can. All the more reason. Stephen Kendrick says, Cash is king. Division coming soon to Super Ego. Be your own boss. Self-dispatch. Free logbook resets. Limited spots available. Yeah. I think the self-dispatch model is going to have a hard time existing soon here because that's part of the problem. Well, back to highway. IP addresses. They track everybody's IP address. And if you got guys booking freight 7 different states all at once, that's a red flag. They're not emailing or logging in from the static IP address at the office. I know people that have had problems with that already, and then they're using email addresses and phone numbers that are not registered to your company on FMCSA. That's a problem. So I got to get a company domain set up and get everybody set up with an email address that they use, all business through that email address, nothing outside of it. And then yeah, so that's a thing now. So that may go away, the self-dispatch thing. There's a lot of things going to change, and you can thank these people that doing all this fraud. And, hey, thank you, Mr. Fraudster. Keith says, "Is that a Mac you're in?" It is. He's sending me to the live show. Oh, I sent you the wrong link, buddy. Here, let me do this. Send link. That link should work. I messed up. There, try that link, buddy. Is that a Mac you're in? It is. It is. It's one I bought to put somebody in here as a lease purchase, and he's going to be coming on Monday. He's hopefully showing up on Monday. Need to get him. He's a rehire, actually. So kind of knows the scoop. Orientation should go pretty quick. Get him on the road. Let's see what this common scallywag wants. Hola, senor.
What's going on, buddy?
I thought I sensed a low-life trucker in my presence.
Man, it took me a while. It took me a while to get that button to work. I was trying to hit it, and it just kept sending me to the show, and I'm like,
my bad.
My
what
mistake. Am I doing wrong?
I'm technologically impaired. Is that a white Volvo that you're in?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
We're parked back in the party row. I wonder, does my camera flip around? Yeah. Can you see those?
Oh, I could have easily done that before instead of moving my damn phone. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
What's going on over there?
Some big old steerables. This is the real party row.
You got steers in your party row?
Out.
What kind of party are you into over there?
It's better than queers.
Oh, geez, there goes monetization. Wait, that's not a bad word anymore, is it?
No.
Okay.
I'm in Texas. It's allowed if I'm in Texas.
All right. Well, everybody, this is cents per mile. Put a link in the chat if you want to your channel. He is a low life RGN driver who prides himself on hauling nothing but legal dimension loads.
Legal dimension, yeah. I drool at these big steerable loads that are here. You know, that's money.
You pull them off the load boards for $1.50 a mile.
Yeah, I think I passed them up earlier. Yeah.
They'll get the rates down on them.
Yeah, those are definitely spot market Johnny loads right there.
Okay. Oh, No Fear Trucking says, I took a load of mowers back to the dealer. They were a double brokering scam, sending stuff overseas stolen. Yeah, a lot of that happening, man. Look, a lot of that happening. What am I up to?
You still trucking?
Yeah, I'll be home Thursday afternoon. I had this multi-stop load. They got. I can't complain about it for a second because I mean they paid me for it, but because of the holiday schedule, the schedule's all jacked up. So I loaded it on Saturday, and I'll be empty Thursday afternoon. I'll probably be ahead of schedule a little bit, maybe get empty Thursday noonish. But I ain't gonna complain. They took care of me really nice. So yeah, and then I'll go home and we got some family stuff to tend to on Friday, and then start catching up on everything I missed while I was gone. I got to pick up that new truck, do a couple final tunings on this one, and then pick that new one up and start getting everything ready on that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Trailers?
So
trailers down? Trailers coming down yet?
A little bit. I bought one 2 weeks ago. It's on the road already. Probably need to buy one more. I got a lead on one that pretty. I wouldn't say a good deal, great deal, but a fair deal. Yeah. Trailers need to come down more, man. They're still too high, but you can finally get a fair deal on one, but they're still too expensive if you ask me.
Yeah, I hear you there. Yeah, I about got a big dollar bill sign in my face today. I loaded today, and rolling through Minneapolis, one of my straps rolled off. I'm hauling HVAC units. And it's a type of strapping that one notch is just barely tight enough, and the next notch is damaging the product. So you leave it one off a little bit. Well, it jarred a little bit or whatever, came loose enough, and it flipped off the back.
Ooh.
And I seen a flip in the mirror, and so I quick looked, and I'm like, oh crap, I got a strap dragging. So I pulled over to the side of the road, wound it up quick, flung it back over, and tightened her back up and everything. And I get a text message from the safety guy saying, "Did you lose a strap today?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" There's some lady claiming it hit her car and she ran it over. Like,
it never left the trailer.
Did it? No. Well, yeah. It
the
was
hook
dragging. It was on the hook. Yeah.
So what you're saying is you had to stop in the middle of busy traffic and go and get your strap on?
Yeah. Yep. Basically.
Ain't the first time you had to do that, is it?
I was nervous because she was like, I guess she fessed up and said there was no damage. So, and she had dash cam of it, and you could tell, like, I don't even think it came close to her. And I thought it was going to be one of those situations where she's driving a Maserati or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's some clapped out Honda Civic from the '80s, but
I was saying, you're gonna want to be a little more cautious with keeping your strap on. Just saying, there ain't nothing to play with. Keeping a strap on ain't for everybody. It ain't nothing to take lightly.
What fun is that, though? I mean,
hey, what you do with your strap on and for fun, that's a you thing. I'm just over here doing a YouTube live.
They don't listen. I don't go by low life for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm out here just hanging and banging.
I heard that about you. On the back of your cab, does it say "back up" on it?
This is come on with it.
There you go. Or all over it. Beetle Bailey Trucking, Towing, and Trucking in the house says, "Oh my G, haven't seen y'all online in a bit." Yeah, it's been a bit. I just looked at my YouTube thing. It's been 3 weeks since I put out a video. I'm like, oh gosh, this is gonna be hard to get back into. I have some videos made on my camera. I just have to get home and edit them and post them. I got more content that I could shake a stick at, and don't video any of it. I don't know what the hell. RGB says, like taking Timmy's dad on a trip while telling his son he's going to the store for cigarettes. Kind of favor. Missing that. Chief Rayheller says, if you set up company email addresses, at what point is the line between employee and contractor getting blurry? Well, it's one of those things, it has to happen. It has to. Here's the thing: I can't have the contractors emailing brokers from their email address, because half of them set up their own company email. And if they email a broker from, danstransport.com, I'm finished. The broker's going to look at that and then look at my company name and be like, what kind of double brokering bullshit is this guy trying to do? And then all they have to do is put one freight guard on me or something like that. So I'm very careful. Like, you cannot email a broker from a company address. You cannot. You'd be finished. In today's environment,
I run into issues emailing brokers because I book most of my own loads. I run into issues emailing off of my personal emails, a Gmail account, and we all know what that entails. And when I'm sending brokers emails off of DAT because that's the way they want to be contacted, a lot of times they're calling my office saying, "Hey, does this guy actually work with you guys?"
I get those calls every day. I would rather have them do that than from a company email domain. You can use your Gmail, you can use your Yahoo, hell, use your MySpace. I don't care, but don't use your company email. Oh, it'd be so bad. I don't even know if I could do damage control on that.
Now let me ask you this: I've actually done something that I almost regret. My phone is a business phone under my business name, and I have it. So when I call, the caller ID actually comes up as my business name.
Oh,
and then that's where you see that area where it's kind of like, okay, what's going on here? Some people could see that as a bad thing, but
they'll pick up on any little excuse, man. I tell you, it's already hard enough for me because I have a brokerage tied to me. And I got a lot of explaining to do a lot of times. And I'm like, listen, like, here's all my references. You check. I would never have and never would freaking double broker your load. I'm like, here's a picture of the truck. Here's the registration. If this truck doesn't show up to pick up your load, don't load them. And sometimes even that doesn't work.
But with all those checks and balances going on right now, I mean, how many times are we walking into that wall every day, if not every other day? How are these guys how are they still getting through?
Because a lot of brokerages don't do that kind of due diligence. Like, I voluntarily do those things. I don't mind. Like, I did it today. I'm like, okay, there's your truck. Here's a copy of the registration. Here's a copy of the trailer registration. Sometimes I send it without asking because I want to go out of my way to prove that we're not doing that. But and two, they could send valid documents, but then still send another truck to pick up the load because most of the shippers don't check. They don't do their part, and until they do, it'll never change.
Are you feeling the pressure yet, or is reefer picking back up?
Well, like, I'll be honest with you, like, we put the work in leading up to this thing. Like, the driver, I got to give the drivers credit too. They put the work in to build these relationships with brokers, 3PLs, customers. That has made it so we really lean on that right now. We try to book as much freight as we can through all that and less load board, less and less load board all the time. We picked up a new lane a month and a half ago that we're trying to, and I told the lady, I says, I can't take this every week. I said, but I can get you most weeks. And I said, we'll work up to every week. It's another load every week to keep us off the load board. And the drivers are all for it. They see the benefit of it. Like, if we didn't have that stuff right now, we'd be dying on the vine like everybody else. But we put a lot of work into that, man. Like, we really do. So yeah, it is tough. There's been a bump up in freight volumes a little bit, but rates still stink.
Oh yeah,
they still stink on ice, and that's. But some stuff's got to get weeded out. It is. That's what she said.
Makes it hard.
Yeah, she said that's what she says all the time.
I put her in the shop I put her in the shop today after we got loaded, and I had to put 2 new steer tires on, and pop my head in the boss's office because the other couple weeks ago I was talking to him about the spot market rates and stuff like that, and he was telling me, "Oh, it's bad, but 08 was worse." He was saying. So
yeah,
I popped in. I said 08 was worse, huh? I said, "You feeling the pinch now? How is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's getting there. It's about as bad," he thinks.
08 was worse because there was no volumes, and it was the first time that fuel had spiked to $4 a gallon. That was a shock to everybody. I remember the first time I paid $4 a gallon. I'm like, well, I'm done. Screw this. They ain't even worth it anymore. And but I didn't hang it up. But freight rates were a lot lower than they are now, and the fuel thing, other prices were, downward, but it was 08 was tough. 08, 09, man, it was hard.
Well, see, I thought we were at the bottom, and we had a little. I don't know about you, but I noticed a little bit of a bump about a month or so ago. A little bit of a bump where it started to come back up again, and it seemed like we were climbing out of it. But it almost seems like we went up and we're just about ready to go down again.
Well, July is always a tough month. August is not as tough as July. It usually starts to pick up, but starts picking up for holiday and seasonal stuff. But it's still too many trucks, man.
Yep.
We're not solving that issue. We're not going to solve it. So this is going to last a long time. I'm not going to say it's normal or whatever. Stuff will work out, but this is going to last a very long time until there's a way to start getting rid of trucks or to keep new people from coming in. This is what it's going to be. So if people are waiting for, I mean, hey, let's be honest, we're all waiting for President's Day, right? We get that big old President's Day bump. But this is just what it's going to be. And if you're hoping and praying to making a living in an existence and solely in the spot market, you got a tough road to hoe ahead of you. You better get over that blaming brokers thing and just start figuring it out. Because you can blame whoever the hell you want to blame. It does not change the reality of what's happening, what's going to happen, and how it's going to be. You're wasting your time.
That's a lot.
Pointing fingers. Spend that time doing something else.
That's a lot of what I do too. That's we'll do a contract load out, and then for the rest of the week I'll play around on the spot market, bouncing around, and it's getting harder and harder. Definitely.
It is. And we're in a period right now where a lot of people are waiting to see what happens in a couple months before they spend any money. And whatever happens, we're going to have a drastic shift one way or another. Everybody can feel whatever way they want to feel about that, but they say, oh, it can't go any lower, it can't get worse. This could get way worse.
Oh yeah.
This could get way worse. Trust me. So always allow yourself.
You're hiring, right?
I always got room for good people. Just don't blame me when the bottom falls out. Man. Jorge Fabio in the house. I fixed my Columbia watching your videos, Orange Century. Oh, cool, man. Congratulations. Beetle Bailey Trucking and Towing and Accessories says, I drive for a salary, cents per miles. We got cents per mile with us right now. Does he drive for you?
You can. You want to drive a great big green Peter? I'll put you in the seat.
I love to play around with them. Chief Farrell says, I think I'll go buy a Jeep and an RGN. I should be able to hook 200,000 pounds behind my pack car. Yeah, but not behind a Jeep. You're going to want something a little bit better than a Wrangler to pull 200,000 pounds. $140 a mile. Yeah, we can probably. I don't know if we can promise you that. We might be looking at around $120, $1.25. Louise says, you guts need a real truck. Feels like a real truck to me. This one grossed me $11,000 this week, so I think we're good. We're good. What's a real truck, Louise? Is it a clapped out Columbia with The big chrome visor. Got one. Incidentally, I have one of those. So I'm covered. Mark Ely said,
you ever get in front of one of those things on a nice sunny day and just
"Oh,
keep getting spotlighted in the mirrors when the sun hits it just right?"
you're gonna pass a little oil. I ain't gonna lie, through the turbo. Hey,
yeah,
it's just it's how we roll.
Yep.
Damien Steezy says, I want to get my CDL, but I have to stop smoking weed. Man, kind of feeling bummed. Yeah, you're gonna have to make a choice there. You know,
Do you though?
decent,
I mean, really?
decent paying job with a future. Well, let me take that back. Decent paying job with a marginal to possibly non-existent future, depending on who we're talking. You know, or sit home and be happy every day. I don't know. That's a toss-up. Mark says we should get the Wizinator, whatever that is. You don't have to. Sonny says you don't have to stop. Go ahead.
I think that's a funnel and a tube setup.
Oh, a hole in the floor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Don't hit a bump. That's all I'm just saying. Sonny says you don't have to stop smoking to get your CDL. Not if you're smoking Marlboros. Come on. Anyone going west on 80 in Clearfield, PA? It's backed up pretty good. 80 isn't 80 like standard issue backed up eternally? They sure do like to pile them up on I-80. I tell you what, you would think you were out west in a blizzard or something. They stack them up pretty good on 80.
The construction zones are crazy sometimes.
Oh man, that construction zone from like Chippewa Falls on down to freaking Mauston in Wisconsin. Oh, what is that, like a 90-mile construction zone?
I just went through it today.
I lost like 2 hours in that last week one day. Oh, it had to be bad yesterday with all them people coming back from up north, going back to Illinois.
Actually, yeah, I went up. I was going up into Minnesota yesterday, and it was backed up. I mean, for miles and miles. You could see them through the trees and the medians. Just both lanes just stacked. So yeah, yesterday would have been a fun time to go through.
Yeah. The Bull of the Woods in the house. How you doing, man? Mark Ely says my carrier gave me an email to use for this situation. Yeah, I'm gonna start. My brokerage and stuff. I did through Yahoo Small Business. Gave me a bunch of domain stuff. I'm gonna do this other one through G Suite through Google. I don't know why. It's like $6 a month. So I'll probably set a bunch of stuff up through G Suite.
Is that just a flat 6, or is that $6 each user?
I don't know. It's probably for each user, but it might be the cheapest out there. And then just pick a domain. I don't know what I'm going to use for a domain.
Because that was kind of some of the kickback I got when I mentioned that. I was like, us contractors, it'd be nice if we had a company email to kind of alleviate some of that. And they kicked back right away saying that, well, we pay for that. I'm like, push it on to the contractor.
Yeah. It has to happen.
One load a month that you may get. Because I've had it where now I email a broker and they see the Gmail and they don't even respond. Not to mention we have a 6-letter or a 6-number MC number starting with a 2. So we're a really old MC number.
Yeah.
They don't even know that because I don't just hand that out willingly.
Yeah.
We have enough issues with people copying that number and trying to book loads with it.
Yeah, isn't that great? That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I just bill it back. I'd take a Gmail address from a driver, but not from a brokerage. Like if a driver emailed me with a Gmail, that's understandable. He's a driver, you know. Yeah, you can't expect him to have web hosting and all that. But a brokerage, no way. I will not book a load with a broker with a Gmail address or anything other than their domain.
Yep.
Talk about Red Flag City. Yeah, no doubt.
Kind of touch on that point that you were talking about earlier too. Insurance wise, I've run into it lately that brokers won't work with an MC if your insurance is through like Progressive, because that's a new entrant
Well,
insurance. So if you have that, they won't even book a load with you.
yeah. So Lloyd's of London is one that a lot of brokers won't book with because they don't pay their claims, and that's I don't know still, but traditionally that's OOIDA. I think we just had an accident over here with Mr. Park him up in the middle. Somebody hit him. Anyway, them, and then people are stopping taking Progressive now because Progressive isn't paying a lot of claims. So
Really,
it's new entrant's gonna be a hard place to live, man. If you can't, Progressive is about the only one that's gonna take you, and if brokers won't book with Progressive, you're gonna have a freaking hard road. So you have one that won't book with Progressive. You'll have a bunch that won't book for, a 1 year or less authority. The ones that were even used to be 30, 60, 90 days, they pushed to a year, a lot of them. You have all these things against you and the high insurance rates. Man, I wouldn't want to be living in that freaking world right now, being a new MC. That's gonna be tough.
new MC and crazy high insurance rates would even be possible.
Nearly
Would
impossible.
it even would it even be possible? Because if you're just getting into the game, you probably got a truck payment too.
Anybody who's gonna make it with a new MC, you know who they are. They're freaking
Yep.
scamming. They're not running. They
Yep.
don't have insurance. They're not doing. They probably don't have a freaking CDL. They're, we all know who it is, and they're gonna make it because they don't do anything on the up and up or anything legal. So
Yep.
unless you're willing to do things on the down low, which I'm no way in hell you're gonna get me to do. Like, screw that. You're gonna have a tough time. Yep. Beetle Bailey says I'm back doing entertainment again. Hauling the merch trailer for a concert. Oh, that was not a good sound. Did you hear that?
Heard something.
Somebody just drugged their freaking trailer over something. Can't figure out where it's at though. Anyway,
Someone's getting the hood.
Yeah, something. What was I saying? I don't even know. Mark Ely's hanging out. It's tough out here. Yeah, go ahead.
Entertainment. Someone was entertainment trucking. That's where
Oh
you
yeah,
left off.
he's on a salary of $2,300 a week. That's a good wage. It's a real good wage. Joe Little says real estate is still hot, and there's still a shortage. Yeah, wait till they cut interest rates. Whoo. You'll be selling even more homes.
What do they say? A good investment is buy land. You almost
Yeah,
never
but
lose out on land.
well, people also don't do honest math on it though either. So you buy a 10-acre parcel. If you have any kind of insurance on it, I'm sure it's going to be cheap. But yeah, taxes, man, they're taxing the hell out of you now. They've raised taxes by me so much that it's hard to keep up with the, appreciation and all that. So it's probably not as good. Yeah, they're not making any more of it. That's for sure.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I don't know. It's hard out here for a pimp. That's all I'm saying. Pimp's probably the only one making money anymore. They're gonna have to change that song. It's not so hard out here for a pimp anymore. It's actually really easy out here for a pimp.
Wonder what tax bracket they fall into.
Taxes? What's that? That's cash money. It's a cash business. Hold on, I need to call my agent right now.
Could you write them off as a depreciating value?
Depends. Have they honed their skills over the years? Are they worth more than they were last year? What's the whole market like? I mean, honestly,
right?
We got a lot of research to do before we talk about tax strategies on pimping. And crazy things happen in this truck stop overnight. Look at this guy's been sitting here. How do I flip my camera? For like,
button up on the
there's
side.
Mr. Parked in the middle. got hit by Mr. trying to blindside back into a parking spot. And now we have Mr. can't get through here, going to whip a U-turn, but I can because I'm in a tiny little truck. But yeah, that guy trying to blindside in either hit somebody behind him or I think he hit the guy parked like a jackwagon. Should be recording this for my.
What's that phrase? Mess around and find out. If we want
Something
to be
like
PC.
that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Oh, Mr. I'm worried about PC after dropping the Q word. Damn it.
Quality?
Yes. Sonny says, I've been slow past 2 weeks. I run RGN West Coast. Time to cold call and follow up on leads. Yeah. Try to be hitting them imports. Hit them import yards. Imports are picking up. So you may have maybe you got some Komatsus coming over from the ports. Where do those Komatsus land in the United States? Long Beach? The Volvo excavators? You probably got that big equipment coming in from over there.
There's a lot of cat comes in down in southern Texas, down in Galveston.
Okay.
I've noticed the eastern ports dried up too.
Well, Baltimore's back open again.
Is it?
Yeah, I drove over it. Yes, Friday I was out there, and it's back open. Mark Ely says my 7-week average is $7,500 per week gross before carriers split. There ain't nothing wrong with that, Mark. That's a good. I mean, I wouldn't expect to do much better than that. I know you were killing it for a while, but you just got a little spoiled. I think that's a good. I mean, unless you're running 6,000 miles to do that, in which case, how much are them logbook resets? But that's a good average gross per week. I think most people would kill to have that right now. So, find a way to make that work. You should be very profitable at that. I mean, like I said, unless you're running 5,000 miles to do that, which I doubt. The Bull of the Woods says trucks are tools, chrome or not. Why you got to call trucks a tool? Just kidding. That's bullying. That's truck bullying. I'm such a tool. Wade M says I'd be happy with $1.50 a mile, driving for someone to learn the ropes. Wait, with $1 a mile, driving for someone to learn the ropes. If you find someone to pay you $1 a mile as a company driver, you hang on and stay there forever.
Yeah, hit me up. I'm coming too.
Yeah, she said. Mark Ely says, I'd be happy with $1 a mile as a company driver. Yeah, I'd be thrilled with $1 a mile as a company driver. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
If you ain't, you need
What is the average? What is the average now? It doesn't seem like that
I
goes
don't
up
know.
much at all. I started 15 years ago, and it seems like they're getting the same amount.
I don't know how these companies can pay 65, 70 cents a mile. That pie is only so big, and there's only so many ways to slice it. If they're paying 70, 75 cents a mile, they're not doing something on the up and up, because especially these dry van companies, you know what these rates are. Do the math on that. If you're paying a driver 75 cents a mile, I mean, it's 1099, so he's not paying work comp and unemployment and all FICA and all that. But add in your fuel at whatever 40, 45 cents a mile, you're already well over $1 a mile. Call it $1.15. Insurance, and permits and stuff, probably 10 cents a mile. You got your equipment payment. If you're they all got the brand new Volvos, so you're with truck and trailer, you're probably another 40 cents a mile, give or take, whatever you got going on there. You're well over $1.60, $1.70 a mile.
That's not
pure
even
cost.
That's not even counting overhead.
Yeah. So what are they hauling? Most of these companies are spot market companies. What are they doing to cover $1.70 a mile operating cost? What are they? They're skipping a whole lot of things, is what they're doing, and those wages are going to have to come down, and the driver is going to be pissed and quit when they do. But guess what? Companies aren't hiring like gangbusters anymore. So before you quit a good paying job, think long and hard about it. What's my next move? Because this $2,000 a week salary stuff, or I gross $1,800-$1,900 a week. It'd be harder and harder to find. Joshua Knight says, would you gentlemen consider an 88-12 split to the carrier fair in today's market with minimal administration fees? It seems it's hard to justify any percentage to the carrier now trucking discounts. I don't see how a carrier could survive on 12%. And that's, I mean, unless they're passing nearly 100% of the cost on to the driver, you can't survive on a 12% split. Like, unless I understand it, this is unpopular, but you got to understand until you've run a carrier, you have no idea of all the expenses involved. You just don't know.
Yep.
You can sit down with your calculator and calculate whatever you want. Your primary liability insurance is probably pushing 10 cents a mile. And that's just that. You have tons of other expenses. So if they're passing everything, all these costs along to the driver, okay, then they can probably eke out a profit. But otherwise, I don't know how that carrier is going to survive that. and that's that's going to piss a lot of people off. But stop on over sometime. We'll sit down and go over the numbers of what the hell it cost me to run this shit. And if I make the guys that here, I made a bad deal with a couple guys and I make absolutely nothing off of them. Why do I even have those guys here? Well, we made a deal, and it helps me cover freight. It costs way more than 12% to run a carrier. You're not factoring, my guys like to take time off. You got to factor that into the average of your percentage, So no, I forget about sustaining fair to the driver. It's not fair to the company. And I don't know, I'll take a lot of heat for that, but I don't care. I got the numbers to back it up.
My carrier takes 24%, and that's definitely manageable on my end. I mean,
and they're paying for $150,000 trailer, aren't they?
And all the maintenance and everything on it.
Yep. Do the math on just what that trailer costs.
Yep.
And then you haul oversized, big, high dollar stuff. Do the math on that insurance. You know what I mean? It don't take long to cover that percentage. So easy travels, because you want your carrier, you want to stay there. You want your carrier to be around. They got to survive. It has to be worth it to them. If I had to lay in bed at night and have the same worries I do for a 1% profit margin, there's no way in hell, Jack. No way in hell.
Yep. I would say if it's a real sweetheart of a deal, check and see how long that carrier's been in business, number one. Because the last thing you want to start working for them, even if you're doing like a lease purchase with them, last thing you want to do is be 6 months out from getting that title and they go belly up.
Yeah,
because you're done. You ain't getting that title.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, but I see this argument all the time of I would never work for an 80-20 carrier. Like, you're giving up too much. Well, you know what? If I have a 25-year-old MC number with a clean record, you know how many more loads I can book than Johnny come lately? You know how much more I get for this work? You're leased to a company with a history. They're bringing you probably 10% more revenue per load than what Vladimir that started this company last week. There's value to all of that. There's value to having a clean safety record. You're not going to get pulled in the scale every time. More carriers more companies will do business with you. Chances are they're established. They have a little bit of freight. You're probably getting some good volume discounts on different products and different stuff. I got, my guys are stealing trucks right now. Like, they're paying, I can get them a truck so damn cheap, versus $1,800 a month, $1,800 a week Volvo lease purchase through, whoever trucking out of Chicago. They're just going to jack you for every bit of money out of your paycheck. So there's a whole spectrum of things to consider when you're talking. An 80-20 here, not the same as over here. An 88-12 over here, vastly different from the 8812 over here. There's just there's so many things that go into it.
Plus, even the quality of carrier, like you're saying, like certain carriers, if you're running underneath them, some of them will actually cut you a break. And if you've got a bad week or something, they're gonna cut some of the expenses, and they're gonna, what would you say? You want to tack them on to the following settlement, just so you have something to live on. Some carriers won't do that, and some will just, hey, you're negative this week, bud. You ain't getting anything.
No, I live in that world, man. Like,
Yeah.
I can't take a guy's whole paycheck. Like, I'll cut it up. I'll divide it up. We'll get it over time. I have a couple guys that are, well, abusing the shit out of that privilege, so it's going to come to a stop. But then I have other guys that have earned it. Like, they've proven they'll work it off. They'll pay it off. You know, I had one guy get a massive tow bill right off the bat, and he's like, I can't cover this. Like, I'm going to cover this. I swear, if you hang me with this bill, I will find you. Like, you know what? He paid off every penny. It took like 8 months. He paid off every penny. I'm like, you know what, dude? I appreciate that so much. Like, your credit's good with me. And he just had some big repairs. I helped him out, and he'll pay it off again. So it's you got to earn it. You got to earn it. Well, here you go, right here. Easy Travel says, I hate booking a load just for the broker to call me back and say you don't have inspections or you can't take this load. You need to haul 10 loads with us first before we can give you a high value. Yeah, that's something. You know, some brokers will say, you know, we don't give loads to anybody with less than 5 trucks or X number of trucks or whatever. So there's different values, different places. Sonny says, I think it's Axle. They won't take you until 2 years if your MC is based out of California. Yeah. Southern California is a tough place for trucking. A lot of scamming going on out there. Solana says here school boards will increase assessments to cover their costs. Yeah, it must just be nice to be able to forcibly institute price increases on people with they can't say anything about it. Government. No Fear Trucking says Epic Trucking fails. Yep, we got one right there. Mark Ely says Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, Long Beach and Hanami. Yep, Steven says we need this election to go our way. It needs to go the people's way. That's for sure. T. Hill says I met a guy named Pueblo who would give me $8 a mile to Mexico. Oh, take it. Take it. Steven says got a contact who is tight with a large carrier, over 200 trucks, said this is his worst year in trucking yet. Been in business a long time. It is, you can forget about the rates in freight for a second. Just look at the freaking cost of everything. I mean, you're looking at a lot of shops with 220 an hour labor rates. A new truck for 220,000, a new reefer trailer for 100,000.
We got
on and on and on.
We got a quote today from a TA in Pennsylvania. One of our trucks was down. It was $5,800 to replace the radiator.
They got my buddy on mine like that for $5,600 for half-ass work. Yeah, for subpar half-ass work that you're probably going to have to redo when you get that truck back to the yard. That's what you're looking at a freaking TA.
Yep.
And they can. You know what? It makes me want to start a shop. It really does.
They wanted to charge $347 just to go pick the radiator up.
That's insane.
Whew.
I like it how what happened? Show
nothing.
us.
Nothing.
Who dat?
Hold on. Ooh.
Oh. Is that prettier than a big green Peter?
You need a reefer trailer too. You might like that. I'll go give him your number.
Look at them ground effects lights. Hey, at least his marker lights are amber. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
It's a nice looking truck.
I get that all. It is a nice looking truck. I get that all the time.
Yeah. And then, you add insurance increases on top of that. And just, I mean, your load boards, your everything, just through the freaking roof. You just.
Yeah, DAT, what is it? DAT just went up $4.
Mine went up 20 some bucks. Because they can. Because they can. I don't know. It's just
the problem is you will never see it go back the other way. Shop rates will never go down.
No.
So it's like a ladder that you're going to keep climbing, and there's no way off of it.
Yeah. Well, fall off. You're gonna just see trucks getting abandoned all over the damn place. I'm sure you're seeing it now.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's happening.
At what point do you reach that point to where your rates are so high in your shop that other shops are going to start being competitive just to take the work away from that shop? And I think you're going to start seeing that in your smaller shops are going to say,
Or
we can do it cheaper labor.
Or we could just get the government to make more and more stupid regulations on trucks so that trucks have more and more problems to just ensure that we have an endless supply of work that we could never possibly catch up on.
Man, I thought you were going to go subsidizing trucking to the government on that comment.
Hashtag subsidize everything.
Who is it? Booty Juice? Booty Juice.
What's he doing now?
He'd be in charge of. Couldn't he be in charge of all the trucking? Wouldn't that be fun? That be fun?
I mean, if you mean by trucking, you mean a double-ended dildo with wheels on it. Yeah, he'd be in charge of that.
Yeah.
Roll it over to his brother-in-law's house. Joshua Knight says, appreciate your insight. Thanks for taking the time to do this video. Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I ain't favoring one side over the other. I'm talking about reality of what things cost. Sonny says, cents per mile, can we see your setup if your camera is mobile? Are you mobile? You want to show us a big green Peter? Wait, I can't eat potato chips while I'm talking on live. That's stupid.
Why not?
Well, better than that, why don't you check out his channel? Cents per mile. SENSE _ per _ mile. Can you put a link? Can somebody put a link to his channel? One of you moderator types? Put a link to cents per mile's channel. He shows it every day, all day, loading up them big loads, and he takes big loads everywhere in the country. So check him out.
Channel will be up until we go bankrupt.
Gonna monetize that, baby.
Might be next week. It might be next month. You never know.
You're close to 1,000, aren't you? 1,000 subs?
Yeah, we're 9 something.
Can we get him 20 more subscribers tonight? I'm just saying. All you guys are probably already subscribed, but Midwest Mike in the house says, hello, everyone. Howdy, Midwest Mike. Sonny says, I had a pilot not screw in my oil filter. Didn't notice for a while. Just glad the snow made me pull over and check. Unbelievable. We've had that happen. We had that happen on the White Mac. You only paid $147 an hour for that. So, I don't know what you're from an 18-year-old kid. So I don't know what the problem is here. No Fear Trucking says shop supplies cost a lot these days. You're trying to trigger me. This shop supply thing's out of control. Not only that, but now reefer dealers have a technology fee. I went in there and I had them power wash my condenser on one of my reefers a week ago, and they come back at me with a bill that had shop supplies and technology fee on it. I about lost my mind. I says
for power washing.
Every bill. It's standard. I looked at the guy. I says, you know what? As much business as I do here, and you're going to hit me with this nonsense, as you need to take this off here. And he did. But I still, just the fact, make me lose my damn mind. And it was a crappy power washer to begin with. Probably going to have to redo it. It was like the lowest PSI power washer you've ever seen in your life. It was like,
really?
Yeah, like a pee stream from a bad prostate.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was like that. Sonny says, no, it was a TA in Oregon. Okay, no better. Why do company drivers say they're busy, but being an owner-operator, I see different cause freight sucks now? Well, people do different things. You know, if you're an employee, chances are you're with a company that's established and got some freight. And if you're just a one truck owner-operator, you gotta go out and get that freight, and it's hard right now. Trucking, in case you haven't heard, trucking is scary. In case you haven't heard.
Still waiting. We're still waiting on DIY Rooney on that gold Mac.
Oh, after I already wore out my voice. Come on.
Does let me ask you a question there. Do truck stop repair shops, are they like, what is that, ASC certified, or are these
Some are.
just any old Joe Schmo that bring them in as a lube tech and teach them in the shop to flip a
There's
tire
some
on and
guy.
off?
Yeah, there's some guys with ASC certifications, like air conditioning and alignments and stuff like that. But you can start a guy doing like BS work with no certifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they can still charge $200
Yeah, they
an
don't.
hour for that guy for labor.
Pretty much. I don't
Sounds
see
like a
how,
great
but
business. Sounds like a great business plan. Hire all low-end
that's
mechanics.
what I was thinking. Like starting a road service truck. I'm gonna call it like "Sorry about your luck." You know, I'm gonna have nothing but used tires that have cords showing, and I'll go do road calls and put them on. And like, sorry about your luck.
Yep.
Don't call me. Drone Jones says, "Don't worry. I'm pretty sure somebody will have a complaint saying we need price control on these shops." Oh, it'll happen. It'll happen. But you know what? Best thing you can do is learn how to do some stuff for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Learn about your truck, man. Can't be taking it in for every little thing. You know, everybody says, "Oh, well, they're just, mechanics or parts changers or this or that." Well, you know what? At these prices, I'll throw some parts at some stuff before I'll take it in. Like for real. For real.
Yep.
Like sensors are cheap most of the time. You can pick up a lot of different sensors for that $30, $40, $50, $60 range. I'll change a lot of sensors before I'll take it in for one freaking call. You know what?
Yep.
Just like these batteries. Like I said about the batteries. You know, if I got batteries that are marginal, I'll throw a freaking set of batteries in this before I'll pay for one jump start for $500. You know what I mean? It's just like at a certain point, it makes a lot of sense to just start throwing stuff at it that you can do on your own.
Yep. I've always made it a huge point every time I'm in the shop. If I'm able to, I try not to be that hawk over the mechanic's shoulder, but observe, ask questions, figure out what they're doing, why they're doing it. I watch
Absolutely.
them change wheel bearings, wheel seals, stuff like that. You really learn how the inner hubs work and stuff like that.
Yep. Look at what I
Granted,
mean. I carry a bunch of stuff. Look at what I got here in this truck.
what
OTR
is it?
scan. It's that OTR scan tool. Get yourself one of these. Don't be playing mechanic, but it's information. You
Yep.
get your what else did I brought? I bring this stuff on the road with me. This is that battery test tool, man. Like trucks nowadays are power hogs, man. They're very sensitive to electrical.
Yep.
You could test your battery pack as a whole, everything's showing good, but you start breaking it down to individual batteries. Like with my driver Justin, his batteries tested good as a pack. We broke them down and tested them individually. Every one of them failed.
Yep.
You start messing with that current to your emission system to everything. It locked out the starter. in his truck. All kinds of things. Threw new batteries in it. Bam, done.
Especially with winter coming up, that's a great thing to get ahead on.
Yeah. So
and
as the trailers come through now, I tested 5 trailers this week. Tested their batteries. They were all good, but now I know not. They got me for $500 for a battery in California a couple months ago. That ain't gonna happen again.
Ooh, for one?
Yeah, at a Thermo King. Yeah.
Because what are they lasting now? What, about a year? We changed out mine, and mine 3 of mine were a year old, and half of them were bad.
Yeah.
So
they just
like you're not seeing that 5 years out of them.
We had a truck. It was a 2015 Cascadia, and the driver brought it over when he came to work here, and all kinds of problems with it. The CPC went. The what's that? The damn it! There's one in the firewall. There's one in the fuse box. It's another control module. It's on the tip of my tongue. Can't remember. Anyway, these things are like $3,000 a piece, and we changed them more than once. Especially the CPC only got changed once, but the other 2 changed twice. And then we had to go back in and have all the plugs done in it. And it still wasn't right. This truck would go bonkers. The dash would light up like a Christmas tree. And eventually we figured it out that, it does it progressively worse. And then it'll get to the point where every time you hit a bump, this freaking dash is going, instrument cluster going nuts. The last time we took it in, I hadn't seen this truck in a while. Took it into a Freightliner. It's like, you got to figure this out. It was freaking loose battery connection. Had like 10 grand into this truck.
Yep.
And it wasn't the connection. It was the inside the the wiring inside the terminal. Like they're so freaking sensitive that like I don't care what happens to the truck, if it won't regen, if it won't whatever. The very first thing to check 100% of the time is the battery connections. You go on and you wiggle them, see if anything changes. It's just even crazy.
Even those what do they call them? Like almost like a quarter turn lock connection for those wiring plugs. Yeah. I got some underneath the door here. I spent thousands chasing down what we thought was like after treatment problems. I would get EGR lights popping on and stuff like that. And turns out one of the mechanics, when he disconnected it to do some wire chasing, they didn't quite tighten it down all the way. So it was fine when I left, but after vibrating down the road, that plug worked its way out a little bit. So then them connections were just trying to jump across each other, throwing all kinds of codes.
Yeah.
And,
thank you.
Real simple.
Yeah. Thank you, RD Trucking. SAM chassis. One of them was a SAM chassis module. The other one was a SAM cab module. Replaced them both twice, I think. And each time the problem went away. But why? Because they disconnected the freaking batteries when they put the SAM chassis modules in and the SAM cab modules. So they messed with the wiring, and then you'd hook it up again. It would be fine until you get bouncing down the road, and then it freaking come loose again. I'm like, the amount of money a guy will spend chasing this stuff, it's too much. But you know what? If you don't put some thought and some effort into it yourself, you're just gonna go broke chasing this stuff.
Yep. You'll sell it thinking it's a lemon and it's the simplest repair.
And we did. I said, you know what? It was time anyway. The driver needed to upgrade to a different truck. I says, it's running fantastic now. All the codes are gone. We're trading it in. Like, we didn't end up trading it in. The dealer I got the relationship with, he just took it and he bought it from us, because of doing enough business with him. And I'm like, just consider that done and over with. Like, you take the hit while you're ahead and you're just done. So the newer Cascadias, they don't have all the SAM modules in them. It's, what the hell you call it, a common whatever system. So they operate a little better as far as that goes. But man, we went through some stuff with that truck. Holy crap. Jerome Jones says, don't worry, somebody will complain. We need price control on these shops. Yeah, it'll happen. Mark Ely says, my turbo coolant hose popped. Could have had it towed for $800, or road service call was $400 for initial call plus $200 an hour with a 2-hour minimum. I fixed it myself for $12.59. There you go. Yeah, Uber, just so you know, Uber will pick you up on the side of the highway.
Yep.
They certainly will. Uber 20 miles, pay the Uber driver a couple $100, whatever. Sean Fairman says, just joined in. Yeah, thought you two were in the same truck. Maybe. I hope you don't snore as much tonight. Anatoly says, don't worry, make trucking great again. Okay, I'm going to check the cents per mile channel out after this live stream. Yeah, do that. Make sure you subscribe. Midwest Mike, I had truck country tell me I needed a DEF pump last week, but failed to remember they replaced it 6 months ago. Could theoretically be bad again. You never know. Never know. No Fear Trucking says trucking is like a woman. You never know what you're getting from time to time. Ooh, you sleeping on the couch tonight, son. Stephen Kendrick says most trucking shops are hacks for the most part. I got to be real desperate to pull my truck or trailer into one, that's for sure. Yeah, you know what we try to do is do as much checking and diagnostics as we can before we go to a shop. Like, try to rule some things out, just go through some stuff and tell them what you did. Half of them won't listen, but if you got a good reputation with a good shop, they'll probably listen to you. And if they don't, screw them. Go somewhere else.
They're still going to hit you with that technology fee, though. They're going to get it.
Yeah, they are. They certainly are. Ice Cold says, how's the classic coming along? Not worth a damn. Not worth a damn.
Wasn't that a New Year's resolution goal to get that up and running? I'm pretty sure you made that
for 2026.
No,
it does run. It runs great. Starts like it don't even make a full revolution and that thing fires. Runs great. I don't got the time, man. I don't know why I shouldn't even have started that.
So you're saying you're looking to sell it, or what's your goal there?
I have no goal other than to live to see tomorrow. Some people seem to want to get in the way of that plan constantly.
That's pre-emissions, right?
Yeah, it is. I know this is sacrilegious, but I'm thinking about with the way the prices are on trucks, thinking about getting me one of these for myself and replacing the orange truck.
Ooh.
I know it's crazy. I'm feeling a bit feverish.
You're saying, so what are you saying? 1 week in the truck and you're sold?
No, but when you take your feelings out of it, you got to be constantly improving your position. And if I can make a serious upgrade for a really, really reasonable amount of money. Now, some people would say it's not an upgrade because it's an emissions truck, but I got to take all that out of it and look what's best for my business and to service my customers and all that stuff. And it's tempting.
Let me ask you this. Because you're a business owner. How much do you feel optics play into your business?
Optics for what?
The equipment you're operating.
More and more.
Rolling in with an older truck versus a relatively new shiny truck. Do you think that plays a role?
We have one place we haul for in particular that absolutely does matter. They've told us straight up. Yeah, that's the only one. It's probably the only one I've ever had mention it over the years, but they are a good place that we want to continue to haul for a very, very long time. So if a guy's looking all ragtag, I said, you need to get a truck wash and a trailer wash before you go, because when you load right at their place. at their warehouse. They own the
Mhm.
warehouse. It's you need to go in there and you need to freaking change your clothes, not look like a
Yep.
homeless person, put a hat on if you can't comb your hair, and pretend like you're going to see civilized society for 10 minutes, and show up looking good, and be a reasonable human being to them. It's important to them, and they've told us
Yep.
that's why we want you hauling our freight. So I'm not saying we're not the only ones that haul their freight, but if you show up there looking like 7 miles of bad road, you won't be back.
Well, let alone, I mean, for the time that those trucks are sitting in their lot getting loaded, it does portray some sort of a visual to the surrounding community
Yeah,
to, you know, on that business itself.
and when you show up at their customer, they have a certain image that they want to portray. Their trucks, they
Yep.
have some of their own trucks, and their trucks are all spectacular. They're
Yep.
they're 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 all Pete's and W9s, and they're all very shiny and very chromed out. But we show up in our Cascadias, and they're okay with it because they look good. International, whatever.
Yep.
Um, like you don't have to have a hood truck to haul for us. You do have to present a certain image, and up until then, they were the first place that ever cared about it. So, and I'm okay with that. So
So you're considering it.
it does, it does to an extent play into things now. I never thought it really would because 99.8% of the places don't ever come out and look at your truck, right?
Mhm. Yep.
But then there's the ones that do. So
Yep.
if that's their customers, they want to portray a certain image, and if we want to be a partner with them, we have to um, care about what their customers want as well.
You see, and I never really thought of it until like when I was in management with the construction companies. It was like you start to think about the vehicles that you're bringing loads in with, and you're on a public, like you're in a metropolitan downtown, city area, and you're rolling into a job site with a rig with your name on it. It really puts your name out there for the community to see.
They'll
And
forever associate that image with your company.
correct. Yeah.
The first impression that they get is what the one that lasts. Joe Little, $1.99 super chat. I appreciate that, Joe Little. It says diesel techs are really good at rolling joints. Oh, U joints? They roll a U joint? How do you do that? Come on. Sean Fairman says, good tip on these batteries. I think the quality anymore is bad on batteries, 2 years tops. I agree. And almost every battery out there now is reman. It's the way it is, which, damn, talk about 40 miles an hour across a parking lot. Holy balls. Um, they're all remanufactured multiple times, which is okay, but they have to be done well, How's the how's the soldering inside those things? Are they half-assed, Because the cases look good. It's what's on the inside that matters. But is it like a turbo? So if you take let's pick on a Cummins turbo or actuator for a minute, remanufactured in Mexico. This is talk actuator. If you send it in for reman, you send in your core, they reman it, right? Well, we all assume that when they reman these things, they strip them down top to bottom and redo everything, right? Or the bearings in the turbo, right? Well, they don't. They have specs for everything. So if that turbo core
Yep.
comes in and they check the bearing play and it's within spec, they don't replace those bearings. You would
Correct.
think that they do. So
Nope.
you're getting a turbo back. You're getting a reman turbo back. You're like, oh, it's good as new. Rebuilt. No, if things come in within spec, they do not get replaced. So is it like that with batteries too, where if they come in and they open it up and open the case and pull the plates out and look at it, well, it's so much within spec. Granted, the next 10 miles of vibrating road that it was going to get was going to break something, make some plates short out. Doesn't matter. Well, are they doing the same thing with batteries? Because batteries, they're not what they used to be. I won't waste the money on a
Mhm.
very expensive set of lead acid batteries anymore. And the ones I'm buying for $70 a piece, they're pens, they're East pens. They're not junk batteries. I don't waste my money paying a premium dollar for interstates anymore because I don't get any more life out of them than I do any other battery. So buy what's reasonable. I've had decent luck with the East pens, but still, I don't get 2 years tops out of them. In fact, some of the guys are like, you know what? For as many problems as this causes, I'm replacing them every year, no matter what. We're replacing batteries for $335 for 4 of them. I'm just gonna do them every year because, like I said, one freaking jump start, one whatever is $500. So
I'd be
even?
willing to bet. I'd be willing to bet that they do that, because the amount of money that they save by not rebuilding that. So what if
Yeah,
it's a warranty thing? If it's a warranty thing, then they know they've already saved the money on that, and so be it. At the end
yeah,
of the day, they're probably making out on it.
yeah. I don't think you're bringing in a battery. Who knows if they're paying for the cores? Even if they bring in a battery for free, you're not tearing it. You're not opening the case, tearing it apart, repairing the lead plates. Redoing all the solders and everything, refilling it with acid for, if they're selling them for $75, probably wholesale, $50 maybe. You're not doing all that for $50, unless you're in a third world country where you're paying $1 an hour for labor. You're not doing that at U.S. labor rates. So what are they really doing? You got to ask yourself, do the math on it. Mark Ely's going to bed. Says good night. Have a good one, Mark. Josh Knights says cents per mile, new subscriber number 941, 59 to go to start making sense. Woo, come on with it. Let's get him. Let's get him there. No Fear Trucking says I take donations for the truck. Okay. Act professional. Yep. Only Farts says, what in the wide world of sports is going on here? Greenhorn Trucking. It's what we do. RD Trucking says looking. Okay. No Fear says, talking about that, I loaded at a place, turned down a couple trucks because they looked bad and stuff. Yeah, it's not uncommon to have people turn you down for your trailer, at least, especially the inside of your trailer. Like reefers get rejected all the time. You can't have insulation showing. You need a chute that's in good repair. It's got to be food grade. If it's food, you got to be food grade. No chicken blood on the floor, stuff like that. But they should really probably reject more trailers than they do, to be honest. I've seen places load some sketchy ass trailers. People ever turn down your RGN?
My RGN has 10,000 miles on it.
Time for a new one.
About time, yeah.
Charles Leak says, think of how much money you could save if you did not have to pay income tax. Prefer not to think about that. That'll drive a man to drinking right there.
What is that?
Thinking about not having to pay taxes. All the money you could save. RD Trucking says, looking to replace one of my trucks. Have 1 million miles already. We have work all the year round, and I don't know what to choose, old truck or new one, low mileage. Please advise me on that. You got a lot of things there. I mean, what do you do with the truck? Number one, is it you're talking like off road, aggregate type work where it's a harsh environment? That's hard on a truck. Over the road, people like say, I buy older trucks so I don't, not as many things breaks. I don't have to fix it. Older trucks, man, you got constant maintenance. How handy are you? How handy are you? Are you the type of guy that can fix a lot of things and save the money? Because a lot of repairs is gonna hurt, especially at these labor rates. So, and that comes from I own a couple older trucks. If that orange truck was on the road all the time, it'd be constant fixing. It's not on the road all the time, and it's constant fixing. So
what do you figure that it costs you a month to operate a truck like that, maintenance wise? I think I'm averaging. I think I'm running pretty cheap, but what is it, about 800 to 1,000 a month, just in
that's real
repairs?
reasonable. That's real good. I always figured on the older trucks, more things are going to break, but they're going to be a little bit less expensive because most of the stuff, a lot of the stuff you can kind of do, But
Yep.
if you're real honest and average out your big ticket items, you're going to be right up there, with an older truck.
Yep.
20, 25 cents a mile. Yeah, that really depends on how much you do yourself. So if you're a wrencher or can figure some things out, I'm not against running an older truck. Absolutely not against it. But older truck, you got to keep them tip top because they're looking to get you on things. You got to have. You can't be running around all ragtag. There's no future in that. You got to keep up the maintenance.
I'd suggest to that subscriber that he looks for a nice blue classic that's just kind of been hanging out for a little while.
Yeah. Hey, it ain't gonna hold air pressure, but it'll hold long enough to get you home. Depending on where you live. I'm gonna put a warranty on that thing. 10 minutes or 10 miles, whichever comes first.
Yep. Taillight warranty.
Not gonna go that far. There may be some issues back there. I will, however, stand behind the headlights. I'm not afraid to stand behind those headlights. Oh man. But hey, I tell you what, the newer trucks, man, this level of comfort is something else. I tell you what, I was having this conversation with somebody last week, and it's hey, these new drivers, kind of like that. Like, man, you just don't know how good you got it if you're driving one of these new modern trucks, man. The comfort level is just astonishing. The amenities, I mean, a refrigerator and a freaking all this other stuff. Like 20 years ago, who would have ever thought of these things? Knew that was even possible.
It's almost needed now just to stay competitive, though.
Yeah.
Just to stay competitive. I mean, that is one plus side. If your truck's comfortable, I mean, you're in that thing. If you're doing this full time, you're in that truck more than you see your family. And there's nothing worse than being away from home and just being uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, that's true. But you're practically driving a glorified motorhome. It's something.
Oh yeah.
Nearly a motorhome. Just crazy. And the ride is so much. Automated transmission. It's just light years ahead of what they were 20 years ago, even. And you think back farther than that, like dudes used to drive it across the country with 200 horsepower trucks, but they made it.
Sitting on a milk crate.
Yeah, no air ride and no air conditioning. Yeah. Yeah, well, you're correct. Nothing works the way you think it does. Yeah, that's for sure. Do y'all play American Truck Simulator? No. Video games kind of passed me by. I was my truck every other week. Okay. Are you hauling California produce now? No, I'm not, but I do have a driver that lives out there. But he's going to be moving, so we do go to California now. I set it up for a few of the trucks to go. Whoever had a California compliant reefer unit, I set them up in case they want to go out there. I didn't really want to do it, but it just kind of became a thing. I have two other drivers that live out west, but they're not in California. California driver says he's probably going to be moving to. He wants to move up by me. He loves it up there. So I told him it'd be the smartest thing he ever did.
Is that market still in the tank?
California?
Yeah.
It's rough going in, man. It's hard to get any kind of money going in, but we do okay coming out. He doesn't go home that much, so that really helps. But it takes a beating going in.
Mm-hmm.
I may, in fact, I may have to talk to him and ban him from ever going home again. Tell him, hey, you fly your family in. I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
Take a time off in, I don't know, Madison, and just fly him in. And then taking that beating going in there. Are those AGMs for that price? No, that's lead acid. I love an AGM battery. I'm known to put them in the reefers for sure. They last. The last AGM, I like them Odysseys. The last Odyssey I put in a reefer lasted 7 years. So we get about 4 years out of a lead acid in the reefer. I've always tempted to put a full set of Odysseys in the truck, but man, I just can't bring myself to spend $1,200 on a set of batteries. I guess what's the difference if you're going to spend $1,100 at the TA for them to install them, right? A set of lead acids. I mean, it's only $100 more if you can install them yourself, but that's still that's a chunk. I think they do real well. I think because you can well, me and you were having that conversation, right?
Yeah, we went down a wormhole.
Yeah, the discharge cycles and depth of discharge, and decided that in the modern trucks it'd probably be worth it if it's about even money as far as battery life and all that. But I think where we would really save money is if it caused you to have less truck problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and to be able to draw them down a lot farther. So
yeah, because these newer trucks have such a hotel load on them. You know, we got all these things running when the truck is off. As I'm sitting here with every light on and the refrigerator going, and you know all this other stuff. But and 3 batteries in the truck. I hope this thing starts, but we'll have a 4th battery in here before it goes back out.
Old trucker tip: park on a hill at night. You can run your lights all night long. Just put her in neutral and throw it in gear.
Yeah, yeah, automated transmission, buddy.
Ah, come on.
Yep. Lots saying 25 cents a mile now, even on newer trucks. I believe it because it's so expensive to fix them. I don't know.
What didn't you break that down once? Warranty wise, what a warranty should cost based on mileage?
Yeah, I think what did we come up with, like 2 or 3 cents a mile? Which on the older trucks I didn't feel something like that. On the older trucks, didn't really feel like it was worth it as much.
Yeah.
On these newer trucks, I think it really is. I really think it is. Because there's just so many different things.
There's so many electronics that can go wrong.
Yeah, I think like this truck has like 8 body controllers. Like everything runs through a body controller. It's unnecessary. I don't like that. Every light doesn't need to be a 3-wire light where the dash tells me if there's a light out. Like freaking, I can get out and look. I don't need to pay another $4,000 for that feature. Like give me the option not to. You know. Marty says, any of those Mack trucks have disc brakes all the way around? Yes, all the ones I'm buying have disc brakes, and that is another thing. Like I love the newer trailers I've been buying have disc brakes, so I'd like to get everything to disc brakes, and you can feel one way or another about them, but they're better, they're cheaper to replace, they last longer, and the number one thing is when drivers get pulled into a weigh station, I don't have to worry about them getting the brake out of adjustment. That's my number one thing, other than even more than the cost savings.
Why are we even still monkeying with drum brakes?
I think to build them at the manufacturer is probably cheaper. I don't know. To buy a truck originally with disc versus drum, I think costs more. But I mean, it kind of has to change. I think eventually it's just like everything has automated transmission now. I think in a couple of years everything will be disc brakes.
It's just like cars. I mean, you'd be hell-bent to find a car on drum brakes unless it's a classic nowadays. You know, it's standard ops. They stop faster, they're cheaper to maintain, they're easier to maintain. Like, if safety's number one factor in this industry, why hasn't that become a standard?
I think eventually the insurance companies will have some say in that and push harder for disc brakes to be industry standard. I'm surprised they don't offer discounts now for having disc brakes, but No Fear Trucking says I put up to 15 cents a mile up for maintenance. Okay.
Have you considered starting an insurance company?
Oh, hell no. Oh, geez, dude. Dude, I'd stroke out in the first day. Oh, talk about every phone call you take is a problem.
Uh-huh. They ain't calling you with good news.
Yeah. Nobody ever calls you to pat you on the back and give you an attaboy.
Yeah.
It's either I can't pay my bill or, oh shit, I had an accident.
Yeah. Why is my rate so high? I've only ran over 3 cars this week.
Yeah. Yeah. The railroad never charged me for that last one. Only Fart says warranty lasts until he can't hear the train horn anymore. There you go. Joe Little says AGM batteries are the cheapest batteries that you can buy that work in new trucks with all DEF heaters, refrigerators, factory installed inverters. Lead acid is just junk now, can't hold up anymore. Yep, that's for real. That's what we've been talking about. Charles says you guys are all open-minded. If you want to know how to not pay taxes legally, just ask or email Charles at departmentofcorrections.com. Cell block 6, upper bunk.
That sounds like a trap for sure.
Yeah. You know, I'm not going to say I agree or disagree, but the only thing I'll say is a lot of people are in jail for following the law. So I like to be not incarcerated is the way I prefer to live my life. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I like to be not incarcerated.
I don't know though.
No
free meal, free TV.
Sounding pretty good these days. I heard they're gonna maybe start letting them have cell phones even.
What? You ain't even got to sneak that thing in anymore?
Hey, what fun is it if you don't have to keister in a Motorola?
Use the old prison purse once in a while.
I'm just saying, notice how these cell phones have gotten bigger over the years. Yep. International 625 or Mac Anthem? If we're being perfectly honest, I'm taking the Mac, and I own both. There's just some quality issues with the internationals that we've experienced, and
quality with like interior, exterior, drivetrain.
I mean, one of them, the freaking both door handles just broke off. The cab is all like a one-piece type cab situation. So if you damage any part of the cab, it is incredibly expensive to fix. So that truck that got hit, you know the one. I mean, it's cosmetic damage. $35,000. They got to take the header off the truck. They got to pull this. They got to. It's insane. Mm-hmm. So it's just it's a lot of little things like that.
Would that be more to insure it then, because you're much more liable to like total it out, wouldn't you, at that point?
I don't know. I don't know what the statistics are on that, but you know, ultimately it's based on the insurable value of the truck. It's crazy anymore. Hey, let's be honest. Everything's getting totaled in the end. Like either because you had an accident or you just can't make the payment.
Runner in the river, right?
Yeah, it's either getting traded in or it's gonna burn up on the side of the road. I'm just saying. Somebody told me the other day they had a family member in the industry, something like that, and they were telling him the easiest way to burn down a truck and get away with it. But for the life of me, I can't remember what it was.
I could say it, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Was it you that told me?
I used to be a fireman.
Oh yeah, it was you that told me. Yeah, don't say it then. Yeah, you do a video about it.
You do some investigating. You'll learn how certain things work together.
Yeah, how to make your truck payment without any money.
Yeah.
AGM isn't necessarily draw it down further. They just hold up to the bumps better. No, you can more deeply discharge more times in AGM than in lead acid. They handle the discharge better. They handle the heat better. They handle the cold better, and they handle the bumps better. They handle just about everything better. How long are disc brakes lasting in normal conditions? I'll be honest with you, I haven't changed a set yet. I haven't put a new set on and then had to change that same new set yet. So when that happens, we'll let you know. I suspect it'll be a very long time. Marty says, you have AGM prices from that same place? No, they don't sell AGMs there, but my Thermo King dealer does. And they were going to give me like $410 a piece or something like that for the Odysseys. They're pricey. They are pricey. Fleet Pride had an AGM. They had the OTR brand AGM, which I don't know if any good or not. I have no idea. They were like $249 a piece. So, but I've not had good luck with the OTR batteries. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I'm not really having a hell of a lot of luck with any batteries anymore. So maybe the OTR batteries are perfectly fine. But yeah, like I said, Fleet Pride had those AGMs for like $249 a piece. Maybe that would be the thing to try before a guy spends $400 on a battery. See, but then you're back to the thing. I can buy a full set of 4 batteries for what? Little more than 3/4 the price of one AGM battery. That totally changes the math. If I'm buying them at truck stop prices at $175 a piece, that's very different. So eventually the math kind of gets you. This is about a wash or even money. Internationals are heavy. I think this Anthem is a little bit heavy. It's got a dry weight in the door panel of like 18,450. So full of fuel. It holds 200 gallons with a driver. I don't know. I'm thinking this thing's got to be a little bit heavy. So I don't know. Springs don't hold up on internationals, I hear. Oh, shots fired. Yep. BTC Trucker says you can buy a couple trucks for 35 grand. You could. In this market, you can buy, if you got like a bag of boiled peanuts from Georgia and a half dozen roses, will get you a used truck. And peanuts better be salted, though. I'll tell you that. Charles Leak says, hey, DIY, I use the Cool Ox on the AC. Oh, cool. Cool. We're loving that, man. That Cool Ox product is fantastic. On my Mazda 03. Go ahead.
We could talk about that Fuel Ox, that spray lube.
Yeah. Did you try it?
I put a couple squirts of that on my binders, right, that I use for chain. I put that on almost a month ago. That is stickier than KY on a Friday night. That stuff is still on there. I can still take my binders and just whip them, and they roll right out. That is some good stuff.
That spray lube is phenomenal. All their products. So what's in that spray lube is the liquid friction eliminator, the same stuff that the engine treatment is made of.
Really?
Think of what they'll do inside your engine.
That's amazing.
You really ought to try it.
You roll them out, and it looks like you just sprayed them. They're still actually like wet looking.
And I bet they don't make nearly as much noise.
No. I'm amazed. I did get one guy, he mentioned it to me. I was dropping off a military truck, and he decided to grab a hold of the binder and start going to town, help me unchain the truck down. He didn't have any gloves on, man, and it was all over his hands.
But that's okay. It's non-toxic. Just rub it in. It's essential oils.
Yeah, him and his buddy had to drive like 2 hours back to the other spot, so you're welcome.
Yeah. No, man, their products are phenomenal. So he said he put it in his 03 Mazda Mini MPV minivan, and dude, it's amazing. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, that Cool Ox, man. I tell you what, does wonders for air conditioning. Yeah, check out all their products. Fuel Ox. Have you tried? Did you try that fuel additive I gave you yet?
I put just a touch in. I don't get that much fuel lately. I haven't been trucking that much.
What?
Freight's down.
Trucking is scary. I don't know if you heard. Yeah, go to fuelox.com. Use promo code DIY Semi and get 15% off of every single order forever and ever. Amen.
Do you have a link to that on your webpage?
I don't. They don't give me a link, a clickable link. But they have that. You know what? Before you buy any of it, go back and watch some of the videos from the interviews I did with them. Learn about it. I want you to learn about it all. before you buy it. But then trying is buying too. Everybody can sell you something, but talk to the people that have used it. They're very, very, very happy with it. I've only encountered like one or two guys that are like, no big deal. In which case you can get your money back. Talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
But the oil additive, I got everything. I even put it in the coolant. I put it like an ounce or two in the coolant to lubricate the water pump. Put it in the power steering. It goes in the air. I mean, literally every fluid on the truck, gear oil. I don't put it in the automated transmissions though. You shouldn't put any kind of friction modifier in those automated transmissions. And don't put it in anything brand new. Break it in first. No Fear Trucking says, let me go to gas and get some roses when you want to meet. Oh, did I mention you get a truck for that? What I meant was I can be had for, a 6-pack of hams and a bottle of Crown Apple. Yeah.
Is that a big bottle or a small bottle?
Depends what you're wanting out of our relationship. How long you want this thing to last? What are we talking here? We hanging out for 15 minutes or 4 hours?
Right. Yeah, I'm amazed at that stuff. So when we did the steer tires on the truck today, I opened up my side box and that was my go-to because we were concerned that I may have a little bit of a toe-in issue because I'm wearing the outside edges of the steers. I mean, granted, they had over 100,000 on them, so I mean it's about time. But we kind of started looking at that, so I grabbed that right away and started spraying bolts down so we could break them loose. So that's pretty amazing stuff. I'm surprised I haven't had to touch it yet. Any
Yeah.
of the other lubes, that I put on, you put it on, and by the time you make it to delivery, they're dried up and just
And there's
nasty and binding
no
up.
smell. You
No.
don't have to sit there and smell that freaking PB blaster smell all over everything for the.
Yeah.
Oh, that stuff
Yeah.
gives me a headache. Gives me a headache.
Yeah. We used to call that skunk piss. That PB blaster. That's the nickname for it. Skunk piss.
That's about right. That's
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you got on your trailer?
2 great big HVAC units.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that when you're talking about your strap on.
Mm-hmm. Strap on, strap off.
Wait, are you going to be home for the weekend?
Oh no. Well, maybe. I don't know. These are going to Ohio.
Okay.
I gotta
You
drop
hauling
these
back
off
some freight for free again?
Possibly. I tried calling a broker, building relationships. There's a broker that we have in Ohio that there's trucks that go back up to right by our shop. And I call her, I get on hold for 10 minutes, and then she hangs up on me. So
What?
maybe that broker doesn't have them loads anymore. I don't know.
Mm,
It's hard these
covered
days.
them. It is. It is. Marty says,
Yeah.
would you put some in your front spindle bearings on your steer axle? Absolutely, and I do that. I put it in about every fluid in these trucks has it, pretty much. PB Blaster stains concrete, leather, underwear, and incidentally, leather underwear. It's nasty stuff. What you doing putting that PB Blaster in your leather underwear there, old farts? Only farts?
I'm just wondering how you get it in your underwear. Yeah. Yeah.
More importantly, how do you get it out? Whoa! Here's a blast from the past. Peaches and Grease. Where you been? Where you been? Hello, good to see you guys again. Hopefully today was filled with good miles and no BS. Are you still driving truck, Peaches and Grease? We haven't talked in like forever, ever. Like 3 years, I bet. Was wondering if you were still. You know who else I wonder if is still around is oh, what the heck was her name? She was from Wisconsin. Damn it, I can't remember. It'll come to me. There's some old names you don't see around anymore. Gary Bates says Peaches did it. Okay. She got the PB blaster in her undies. Yeah. Whatever you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Peaches says, yeah, I came off the road. Can't believe it's been so long. I became a CDL instructor. Oh.
Ooh.
I think you got that fiery temper. You keeping them students in line. Damn. You picked a good time to come off the road. I'll tell you, you were another one to hit it right on the head.
Could you do it? I don't know if I could do it.
I got offered to do it, and I'm like, no. I like not catching a homicide charge every Friday.
I don't know. We used to when I learned, I was amazed at the fact that when a guy would miss a shift, the instructor could reach over with his foot and just kick it right up into gear. He knew exactly where it was going, and he could knock it right in. And
Yeah.
you're amazed at that. You know, that takes a little bit of skill.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Do
remember
they even
back.
do they even do they even teach with manuals anymore?
I don't think so. No. Special request, I think, because everybody comes out with an auto restriction.
Mm.
We went to the same place, right? Down in southern
I'm,
Wisconsin, down there on 151.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they do manuals anymore.
Yep. I actually took my test in a classic.
Really?
Yeah.
I took mine in a cab over.
Nice.
9-speed cab over. One of the dudes in my group was, let's just say we probably should have checked the chromosome count on this boy. He's just out there plowing over orange barrels, and the instructor's like, don't hit that. He's like, man, I'll try. He's like, I'll try not to hit it. Oh, did he take right down the freaking line of orange barrels? Every one of them, barrels going freaking everywhere. And the instructor's just screaming at the top of his lungs. And oh man, that was rough. And the three of us are sitting back in the bunk, just freaking, holding on for dear life, thinking this is the day we die.
He's about to tip her over.
And he passed somehow. He totaled his car during trucking school, pulled out and got T-boned by a friggin' 6-wheeler, but he passed driving school. I'll tell you what. And I think we actually went to work for the same company, because I saw him years later, and he was there. And I'm like, I wish y'all would have checked with me before you hired this dude, because his name was Jimmy. I'm like, Jimmy ain't right. Jimmy gonna cost you a lot of money. Yep.
Did he get hired before that accident showed up on his record or something?
I don't know. Do they have a belt dressing spray? I don't know. They do not. I bet you could try that spray lube on that though, because it's not going to hurt rubber. In fact, it'd probably make it more supple, because it's essential oils. It's not a chemical. Peaches and Grease saying, hey Gary, got to go blow a hole in the sheets later. Okay. Yeah. I think it's about bedtime. I got to get up in a few hours and make my one and only delivery tomorrow. Then make another one at midnight tomorrow. I'm kind of slow walking this week. But the days have been crazy.
Yeah.
So you're solar powered, right?
Solar powered?
For the most part.
What do you mean?
Daytime driver?
I try to be. Yeah. Yeah. I've had too many scares at nighttime. I had a big old. I tried it the other night. Yeah, I tried it the other night. I was coming through, good old Wisconsin back roads. I'm cutting up through the cornfields and coming into town, and a big old raccoon the size of a bowling ball decides it wants to run out right in front of me. And it's like, I got a $2,000 front end bumper on. I'm like, I do not need that rolled up.
Yeah, I hear a raccoon will raise hell with a Peterbilt.
You got to be careful. Those things are harder than they look.
That's one of the downsides of having a big chicken lights on your bumper. A real expensive plasma cut bumper.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty, but you got to be careful.
Okay. Peaches and Grease wants to know. Oh, Virgil Smith in the house. How you doing? Peaches and Grease wants to know, how's the business still holding up? I heard OTR has been rough. Has OTR been rough for you?
Financially.
Is it rough as a cat's tongue?
It's a heartbreaker.
How's them margins?
What are those?
Those things that should be in the black every month that sometimes go red.
So August, I took, I think, about $1,200 out of my savings.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was for chicken lights, though, right?
Yeah, sure.
You ever thought about hooking up to a reefer?
Listen, an ego is expensive.
It is, isn't it?
It's very expensive.
That ego's a bitch.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Sucker will get you every time. It's like being married.
Yeah. She can get real nasty real quick. Hopefully it's looking up. Just today I've had a lot in, like, can you be here? I have this load type of a situation, and it's like, they're asking where you're going to be in 3 days. So hopefully it's climbing back up.
Your industry, hauling road construction equipment and heavy dozers and all that kind of stuff is closely tied to road construction. Would you agree?
Road construction and just general construction.
Have you ever thought about trucking in the Ukraine? Because we're building all the good roads over there. Ukraine, Iraq, Afghanistan, I'm sure. Probably do real well over there.
You know anything about importing a Peterbilt?
I don't. All my Peter knowledge is, very limited.
Something I should look into, though.
Careful what you're Googling there.
Would that be retribution? They come over here to truck, and we just leave and go over there to truck?
That's kind of what's happening. What year is your truck?
17, 18, 17.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you try to take a 7-year-old Peter across state lines, and you lose me right there. Much less across international boundaries. You're going to catch a felony. Yeah. I'll guarantee you.
About to get that free meal.
Yep. Gary says, I sprayed super spray on my alternator and on the belt, obviously, and had no issues with the belt. Okay. Peaches and Grace doing local flatbed for the past year. Sorry?
I sprayed it on one of my pulleys. I didn't have any issues.
So my trailer 500, my trailer 501 has got 2 bad belt tensioner pulleys. They need to be replaced. They're like $210 a piece. So for the meantime, I took and put the straw on the can of super spray. And I tried to get it up into the center there, get it to kind of creep down into that middle part that it rotates on. I don't think there's a bearing in there. I just think it's like a bushing.
It's just a bushing with a sleeve. Yep.
Yeah. I'll be dicked if it didn't quiet it right down.
Yep.
I'm tempted to see how long it'll go before it just fails, but I don't need a freaking reefer to toss a belt, with an expensive load on.
Yep.
But it quieted right down because they're chirping. But I still got to get them replaced. It just bought me a little time because I ain't got time to do it right now.
So what's going on with that company? Are they going public then, or
they didn't raise enough money? So you still got your shares in it. Like I bought a decent amount of shares and I still own them, but they're getting massive internationally. Like the U.S. market has been tough because, well, they just went to the. I'm trying to connect them with somebody I do business with to get them into some truck stops, but it's hard to break that. So once truck stops start selling Lucas products, they are fiercely loyal to them because they sell a lot of it. So it's hard to break that market. But internationally, they're going freaking gangbusters. Like in other countries, they're huge in the mining industry. Because that equipment takes such a freaking beating. Mining is hard on equipment, and then they've always been big in the marine industry, but overseas they're just going freaking gangbusters. Like they were in Puerto Rico a few weeks ago. They've been to Africa a lot, and like all these companies, you know, or countries like you don't know about. So
have they ever sent that? I wonder if they have ever sent that. You ever watch that YouTube channel where that guy tests all like the products? He'll test like oils and stuff like
yeah,
that.
Project Farm.
Yeah, Project Farm. Yeah.
That'd be a good idea. I've wanted to do those videos myself. I think in fact I told him just wait and I'd do it, but then you know, like everything else, I never get around to it.
Yeah, right.
But I have some good things lined up I want to do. I need a drill press. I was tempted to go buy one from Harbor Freight just so I could do those videos, but it's hard because those tests are done best firsthand. Like to be there and be the one with your hands on is where you can look at the heat, you know, and you can look at the you know, the time of the seizure. You can look at the grams of the bearing loss. But when you're the one hands-on doing it and feeling it, it's even different. I'd like to have a setup where I can do that with people, but even someday.
Well, we sell a couple more of them trucks. You'll be able to do that.
So the more trucks I sell, the less time I have. Howie, the guy that invented the original product, HDI 2500, has some of those videos where he does the one-arm bandit thing like everybody shows and wants. The videos are out there, just haven't seen them. And he sets the sumbitch on fire.
Really?
Like, yeah, and there's no bearing failure.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. So the videos are out there. They're on. I think they might be on the Fuel Ox channel. I've reposted a couple of them, but King's Trucking, King's Transport in the house. How you doing? BTC Trucker, what part of Wisconsin used boys from? I just said used boys. Holy crap, am I from Wisconsin? I'm from Shiocton. See, only somebody from Wisconsin would know Shiocton. I'm about 70 miles from you, and he's considerably farther than that. So I don't give out the location, but Trucking for Money says cents per mile should connect with Sage. I wouldn't. I'm not doing that to a good friend, getting him caught up in that drama loop. We keep our close friends out of the drama. That's what we do.
I don't even know who Sage is.
It's a great life. He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy, but he thinks he's YouTube police and has to call people out, and that's just not what we need to do. Can you maybe replace the pulleys with something off the shelf that is the same size but with bearings in them so you can use the same size belt? I haven't looked into it, but if it's like what everybody else does these days, they make specialized proprietary BS that can only be replaced with their other BS item, so you have to spend money with them. I found that where I can get the actual just the pulleys instead of the whole mount.
You could just go buy a fidget spinner.
That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. I can get just the pulley part for 111 bucks. So I'm probably going to do that. Just got to get to it. Peaches says you could do like weekend workshops for mechanical stuff for truckers. I almost did that years ago. And then I got involved in a group with somebody that if I said the name, everybody in trucking would know who it was. We got involved in this group and we were going to work together on some different things. And then They took one of the people took my idea and ran with it, which is fine because I obviously wasn't going to do nothing with it. It went nowhere because about that time YouTube started to get real popular, so you could just watch it on YouTube. This was back in 2006, and YouTube wasn't really a thing yet. So now you can just watch it on YouTube. But yeah, it's a great idea. King's Transport, I'm delivering to Mequon Thursday morning. I'm 120-ish miles from Mequon. But yeah, Wisconsin's a good place to be, especially if you like cheese.
It's not bad. It's not a bad place.
I really like it there. It's a great place to live. Raise a family. Yep. Hasn't been ruined yet.
Some spots.
Yeah. We're not all that proud of Milwaukee. I'll be honest with you.
It's a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, and it's like Chicago. Hey, if you want it, it's yours. The Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee. Yeah. We'll just carve that little spot out for you. I'm just saying, like $100,000 and get rid of some of these parking tickets. You can have it.
I'm all for invading Michigan. I think we should take the UP. That's ours.
They're kind of an economic burden.
Mm.
The UP takes a lot of resources, but if you can get that tourist money,
yeah.
If it ever snows again, we could get that snowmobile money.
Mm-hmm. There's moose up there too.
It wouldn't be hard to sell me on this. Is there really? I knew there was elk.
Oh yeah, there's moose up there.
Okay. All right. Well, shoot, how long have we been at this? A good while. Almost 3 hours.
A little bit.
You ready for Betty Bye?
I might go cruise the lot for a little bit. Knock on some doors.
Make some fuel money, right?
Yeah, buddy.
All right, everybody, hit the like button on the way out if you wouldn't mind. Helps get the word out. Check out Cents Per Miles channel. We got to get that boy to 1,000 subscribers. It just ain't any justice in this world if we don't.
If I don't hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to join the military.
Ooh, you're going to kill a puppy?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't blame you.
Day one.
Puppy's got it coming.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.